Hey everyone, and welcome to the Pixel Podcast. My name is Ethan. I'm here with Ricardo.
That's me.
And no Matt.
Nah.
And I also just realized there's kids screaming outside. Shut this door. Okay, I'm gonna leave it out there. That's fine. Kids can scream. It's okay. You know, just know that they're okay and they're riding their razor scooters.
Everything is fine. Please.
Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing bad going on.
Also,
here.
I almost didn't introduce myself because I'm like, we're in the same room.
Yeah.
But the people that are listening to this are gonna need to know, hey, I was there.
Yeah, you're in the same room. We're in the same room. This is the first time we've had a Pixel Podcast with everyone in the room
for
a while. Yeah, I think since last maybe like December probably.
When
that was Game of the Year, right?
Yeah, that must have been Game of the Year
because everyone was in town for Christmas. So, yeah. So Matt is out traveling the world. By the world, I mean he's going across the pond.
He's going out.
He's going home to see what's going on over there. He's going back for the royal wedding, but he's a bit late.
Yes, he's a tad late.
A tad late.
They've eaten all the scones. I don't fucking know. Anyway.
Yorkshire pudding's cold. I don't know.
The spotted dick.
The spotted dick
has been spotted
and eaten. So I guess we're just gonna hold down the fort here, and we got some. I mean, he left during like the most crucial time. Like he left right before E3.
Mm-hmm.
So
he knew the storm was coming. He knew the heat was coming. He couldn't handle it. He got out of here.
He got out of the kitchen, you know, and that's what you gotta do sometimes. So this is the week before E3. Next week is the big show.
That's what they call it in the industry.
The big show.
The big show. They say, well, there's the big show.
They all pass out their vapes and they just hang around there. Vape it up.
They raise one hand in the air and yell. Oh!
They do what do they do? The big choke slam? What's it called?
It's a choke slam.
It's just a choke slam? I don't know if I had like a special name to it, like I was gonna call it the rock bottom, but obviously
the choke slam. Big Show has had a lot of finishers, but primarily he does the choke slam. Also, he does the big KO punch where he punches you in the face, and he's so big that's just a finisher.
I feel like I was gonna say I feel like big wrestlers, they don't have to do anything except be big.
They just.
I mean, my thing is I do something that other people do, but it's way scarier because I'm massive.
Honestly, if the Big Show, most people, if the Big Show actually tried to legitimately pin them for 3 seconds, I don't think they'd be able to kick out. Really, you know.
I guess that's true because he's just too big.
It's just too big.
He would just weigh them down and they would just suffocate.
Man, I'm starting to think wrestling's fake.
You might want to look into that. Don't be a mark, right?
Yeah,
that's the term.
Exactly. Kayfabe, brother.
Yeah. So we've been playing some games, but mostly this is going to be about talking about E3, I believe. We're gonna have a little prediction section. We got that coming up for you. We got, of course, our trailer trash, and we got some decent amount of news is coming out from the road to E3.
We're getting an actual pre-roll of the show.
Yeah, you know, I'm letting you guys know so that way you don't turn off the show.
If this is your first time,
this doesn't usually happen, but maybe it should. We'll talk about it.
Anyway,
so let's talk about the games we've been playing. You've been playing mostly the same things.
Most of the same things. I've been playing some Overwatch, some Fortnite.
You've been playing some games as a service games.
Yes, but I was gonna say the main game that I've been like diving back into, because there was an update, was Monster Hunter, and you actually played this.
I do.
This
well,
update too.
Here's the thing: I've not stopped playing Monster Hunter. I just keep playing.
But you play. But there's an update. You played it.
And
they released Lunastra.
Yes.
Who is basically the mate of Teostra,
Teostra.
the lady form of Teostra, which is very. That's way to marginalize her by being like she's the lady form.
But she has her own. Teostra. But she has her own like cool stuff that she does that Teostra doesn't.
I'm gonna be honest. Not a huge fan of this new monster. Yeah, not a big Lunastra fan.
I think it's. Do you think it's because she's immune to flash pods and she's also does a crazy bullshit explosion thing?
Yeah, her big attack is like a big like flame, like shockwave.
Yeah, that you get stuck in and try to.
Yeah, you get stuck in, and like there's like methods to actually regain your health quickly after. Like, you get burnt with it, and obviously if you're far away from her, you don't get affected by it. But I don't know. It's like one of those, like there's a few are very few moves in Monster Hunter where I'm just like straight up like that was unfair. But this is one where I'm just like, man, this one's so difficult to avoid.
I don't know. I feel like I was able to avoid it most of the time, but like it does seem random when you get hit or not. I think that's the thing that's weird. Is sometimes you take all the damage right away. Sometimes you take it at the end, and then you're just left there being like, And then if she attacks you afterwards because you have almost no time to recover health, then you just die. But yeah, I guess I see that. But I don't know. She seems fine to me. She seems like a fine monster. She's not my least favorite, but she's not like, oh man, not as cool as like Devil Joe. I don't think Devil Joe is a really good one that they added.
And I mean, honestly, I really liked the. I mean, because it was just like a completely different style of hunt. I really like the Cold.
I like the idea of it, but the fact that you get random weapons is something that's stupid, and I hate it.
You don't like that element?
I don't like it because it's loot box. You have to do it almost at least twice to get maximum rewards, and then you turn it in at the end, and you hope you get a good weapon. And the weapon might not even be like the same style. It's not like you can direct it and like, oh, I want to get this. Which is, I mean, Monster Hunter has tons of like loot stuff and variables.
It's a lot of.
But at least you can narrow it down and be like, I'm going to work towards this horn. If I break the horns off this certain monster, I will get like a 60% chance of getting it. As opposed to, I want this certain gun off of Kulthroth. Now I just have to hope for it, you know? Like,
I guess my thing with that is that, like, I'm not really expecting to get anything, like, good. Or I'm just like, it's like, I am spinning the, like, Gachapon, you know, and just whatever comes out, I'm like, oh, I guess that's what I got.
But there's so many like interesting builds on the internet that people show and
that are like for this Kulthroth
check
weapon.
out this really cool Kulthroth weapon, especially with bow guns, because you know it's not like, oh, the damage is a little bit different. It's like, no, this one has a different like ammo combo that you don't normally see with different damage numbers. So it's kind of better than there's a Gigante one for spread ammo, this particular one, or something like that. So like it's really good, and I want to get it, but I also. It's really tiring going in and grinding a monster where you have to do it 2 times before you even get anything.
I see.
Plus, play it with other people, which is fine. It's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I guess like it's, and we were actually kind of talking about this earlier today off the podcast. It's just like it's a weird thing with Monster Hunter and looking at like optimal builds and tiers of weapons and stuff, because it is ultimately a cooperative game, and really, who cares? Like, really. Who cares ultimately?
But they are announcing this 2 new monsters that you might need to be top tier to actually beat. It's the what's something tempered? What's the
Arch
tempered Kirin and Valhazak, which is even harder than the tempered versions. And apparently they drop like G style loot or something like that,
which is great.
A, B, G, which has I guess more.
Yeah, it's Alpha, Beta, and I guess Gamma, although they always used to call it G rank.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is like G rank that the same way they're doing it, like that they're actually gonna, or is this just gonna be like rolled out like sporadically? I don't know.
I do not know.
I have no idea, but
I
yeah,
mean,
that'll be interesting.
I mean, ultimately, anything that adds more content to the game, and it's another monster to fight and such. So
and it's difficult because a lot of times we got to the point where like you don't really fail quests that often.
Yeah,
'cause you're just too good.
just too good, too experienced. But yeah, that's a fun update. That's a real I mean,
I will say one thing that's cool is when you do fight Lunastra and Teostra and they get together and do that like crazy explosion like together thing.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a cool like. I like it when two monsters work together.
I was gonna say they're the first. Yeah, I was gonna say I guess
Rathalos and Rathian work together, but they don't do anything like cool like that.
Yeah, they don't have like a special animation for them. And I guess I was gonna say is that, yeah, and most monsters have turf wars rather than actually working, which actually makes that initial fight with Teostra and Lunastra
crazy.
Really, yeah, crazy and pretty difficult because of the fact that it's like when these are two elder dragons working together to kill you. So it's like it's actually a pretty.
I think it was a fun fight, but yeah, it is.
It's a pretty cool fight, especially because they are elder dragons. So it's not like a situation where it's like, oh, the Basil Geese is here. So if I can throw poop at him so he goes away.
Yeah.
It's like they just don't care about that stuff.
No, and the kitties won't help you capture them at all.
No
Fun
matter
things
how
to
many
learn.
times you yell to them.
To help me, cat. But yeah, it's a good update. I just like how they announced this update and it was coming out like 2 days after they announced it, and it just popped out like that. Like it's a great way to do it. And apparently, it might be a summer festival coming. Someone said something mentioned about that.
That'd
Who
be
knows?
cool. I did not play as much of the I guess what was it, the Spring Blossom Festival
Yeah.
that I wanted to. I think either because I was
It was during your move.
during my move time, so it was. I would really enjoy them to do like another big event that kind of like changes the hub world and stuff a little bit, and has neat variations on armor that you can get. Because that was another thing with this one. They dropped another piece of layered armor, and I just want to see more of that stuff.
Yeah, I like the layered armor. Especially it's a cool one. It's a Blossom Festival one, I believe. Azura, what was it? What's the name? I can't remember.
Well, the Lunastra.
Lunastra, that's it.
No, it drops the hat.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Lunastra has those really cool weapons that can infuse with like Nergigante or is it Kieran? No, it's not Kieran. Nergigante and
Xeno'jiiva, yeah.
And they got like their whole armor set
Mm-hmm.
bonus on this one weapon, which is crazy. It sucks that you have to like.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of thinking about like, oh, I have a weird build with the Xeno'jiiva set. What if I also just use the weapon now? And I'm kind of like messing around. And thinking, like, I don't know.
I definitely need to get back in there and retool some of my sets. Like my base hunting horn set I like a lot, but it's also just like I could probably stand to like build a couple different sets. But the thing is I just need to kind of get in there by myself and start doing stuff because it gets to that point now where like the only times I'm playing is when other people are playing, and although it's way more fun to play Monster Hunter with other people, like I love playing it by myself, it's really difficult to be like, I'm gonna focus on filling out this set because you're trying to be pragmatic about it.
Well, even not that, it's just like I need to figure out what I'm building out in this set. Like I need this piece, and then you can put it on the wish list, and then you can play with friends, and then be like, hey, let's do a couple of these, and that's fine. But like, no one wants to hang out and just sit there and have your friend be like, I'm building my set. We'll go hunt in like an hour.
Yeah. It's
game's great.
That game's
still playing
amazing.
it. It's came out in February?
Yeah,
early February. It's June now, so it's a pretty good long time, and no monthly fee. Take note, Destiny. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's. I mean, I'd assume that's working out for Capcom. I guess. Yeah, I don't know because there's no deal. I don't know how many people are buying emotes or whatever because it's the only way to make money. Unless that's causing more people to buy those because they're just like,
I'm playing
all this other
forever.
all this other stuff is free. I'm just gonna
throw some money at these emotes so I can do Hadokens.
Do a stupid dance.
Yeah.
Do one of these like 20 dances that are in the game. But you've been playing something else that's similar to Monster Hunter.
Yeah. So I decided to boot up. I guess the open beta's out now, but it's for Dauntless, which is the free to play Monster Hunter like this game was announced way before Monster Hunter World is even on the map.
Yeah, when we were still pretty much exclusively getting Monster Hunters on the 3DS.
Yeah.
This got announced.
This got announced, and it was like, oh, neat. Like some Western studio is going to try to bring like Monster Hunter, maybe make it a little more westernized, make it a little bit easier to handle, and bring it on PC, which is something that doesn't exist that much. You have like the God Eater series on PC, but like I hear those parts aren't even that great. But like, yeah, so I started playing it, and it's interesting. The vibe and aesthetic of it is kind of like my girlfriend watching. She said it was like Monster Hunter mixed with Treasure Planet, which is like pretty interesting because it's not like flying ships that fly around and all that stuff. That's like flying airships, and it's got that kind of wooden, old-timey colonial aesthetic, but more like shipyard based. And steampunky a little bit. But yeah, so it basically you got like 5 weapons. It unlocks 3 at the beginning. I've only unlocked the first 3 because it's the one they give you, and you go through and you hunt monsters. You automatically join with other people, so it encourages you. You have to click a button if you want to play solo.
Oh, okay.
And you go in and you fight, and it's got your Monster Hunter move set. It's maybe a little less deep, I feel, than some of the Monster Hunter weapons. At least these are the first 3, so these might be the quote-unquote easy ones. But there's some cool ones. You got this hammer that has like a gun inside of it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a shotgun blast, but you can also power up your hammer when you hit and use one of those shotgun bullets, I guess. Use one of those to do like a supercharge attack of like a punch or something like that, which is pretty cool. And it has I think this is really cool, an active reload system. So you can click a button and reload, and you have to hit it at the right time.
Do that thing, or else Marcus Phoenix goes, darn!
Yeah, exactly. There's another weapon. There's these. This one's really cool. It's the dual blades. They're basically dual blades. They're called like something else. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But they're like normal close range, but they have a grappling hook on them, so you can grab monsters and pull yourself to them. And then if you're close to monsters and you have your meter full, you can press a button and bounce off of them and jump far away from them. What? And then you can whip them because it has long range whips. That's really cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
There's some really interesting weapon design, and I think that's the one part that really makes Monster Hunter cool. Is one of the cool parts about Monster Hunter is all the weapons are really unique and different, and they all play completely differently, and they're very like something like, oh, I've not seen that in a game very often. You've seen like types of like lances, you've seen those in games sometimes. You see hammers, you see swords, but they all play completely different. Yeah. And I think this game kind of captures that. It doesn't feel as good to hit things though. Like it feels okay, but I think what it really does is when the monster hits you, it feels like you get hit hard. Like your character was flying in the back in the air, like super far, and it's like, oh man, I messed up. But it's definitely a lot easier than Monster Hunter, a lot more forgiving because they have little pools that you can actually run up to and hold down E and you'll heal.
Oh, okay.
So if you're playing multiplayer, you could basically just heal yourself with that and not worry about running out of potions. Because the monster will probably be distracted on someone else.
Okay. Well, that's what I was gonna say. So like, how does the basic like flow of a mission work? Like how does locating a monster work? And
there is like no real locating. The maps are so small. You drop into a place. The maps are pretty small. So if you just run around enough, you'll eventually just find the monster. Which is kind of I don't know. It's one way to do it because in Generations and games, Monster Hunter games prior to that, you had to track the monster by knowing where it was, finding it on the map, and using your paintball to keep track of it on the map, and you always have that map up. Monster Hunter World obviously introduced the scout flies. Yeah. And this is just like, we're just gonna make the map real small, so you just find them. And then they run around, because they escape, but it's pretty easy to find them.
It's really hard to kind of like look at Dauntless now that World is out, because it's like this was influenced and trying to improve upon the like Monster Hunter games that were released at the time, which at that point was probably Generations or Double Cross or whatever. Yeah. So like to think of like, well, why didn't they just do like a more open world? Like
it's like they didn't know.
It's like that wasn't a thing.
To be fair, there is no zones, so you're not running around different zones and loading, which is a big problem I think in the earlier Monster Hunter games. But it's weird because it is free to play, so you get after you beat a monster, you get like specs, kind of like blueprints for how to build their armor, but you don't necessarily carve parts off of them. So what you get is like these, I don't know the exact name. They're like pink and green. There's these two different like orbs, and you spend those orbs on the armor you want, but that orbs drop randomly. So
okay,
it's not as like, oh, you just fight this guy a bunch of times, you get his armor, and then you can build it. It's like, oh no, these orbs are universal and they drop. Which I think might be hard to get after a while, or it might be kind of grindy after you get that. So I don't know. I haven't gotten super duper far in the game. Mainly because I was just like, I mean, this is fine. I wish there was other people to play with. Like, I don't think, considering Monster Hunter World exists, and I put so much time into that, and I don't really want another one of those that's kind of not as polished, because there's so many things. I mean, it's open beta, so like controller support isn't even in really.
Okay.
Which is kind of lame, because I wanted to play with controller because it just seems more fun. Like, mouse and keyboard's fine, it works, but it's just not how I want to play that game. So there's little things like that, and it's kind of buggy, and it just doesn't have that same level of polish on it that Monster Hunter does, even though Monster Hunter is kind of buggy sometimes and weird,
sometimes
a little janky.
Junky.
But I don't know, the monster designs are cool. I like the aesthetic is very simple and very plain, which is a good way to go if you're kind of like a smaller team. Overall, like, it's neat, but I feel like those free to play elements kind of shave off the charm. And on top of that, I don't think it has the same charm as like Monster Hunter, that kind of weird like cats helping you and like the weird Fiverr stuff going on,
the goofy animations of like your hunter running away and stuff like that.
It's a very it has some heart to it. Like, I like the characters interacting. They don't feel as stilted as they do in Monster Hunter. They actually feel like, oh, these are actually like really cool characters. But the world itself is a little less interesting and a little less like, oh, you can't see how they use the resources around them to build what they are. Like, that's what's really cool about Monster Hunter is you look around in that like main area, you can be like, oh, it's like they use the boat as like a covering here.
Yeah, and there's the weird like weird lift system where it's like, oh, you can see how people step on and step off.
And you could kind of and you could see like kind of like a sense of like, oh, they built this world, like it's very new, it's very fresh. Dauntless, it's just like, we got some like old shipyard looking places.
Yeah, and I mean, they might get cooler, but like the monster designs in Dauntless, they look cool, but they're also just like, they seem a little generic to me. Like,
really?
There's an owl bear.
I like the owl bear. Yeah, they're definitely. It's very reminds me of like Avatar, Last Airbender style of just like, we have a thing, we combine it with another thing. Here's the monster.
Yeah, I guess like my thing is that like Monster Hunter tends to do a better job of like, this monster actually kind of makes sense like in the world.
I think they're just more creative monster designs in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously you have one where it's like, this is the girl version, it blue or whatever. But
this is the blue version, it's still a guy.
Yeah, it's just the same one but different. Like, there's definitely parts where they stretch it out, but then you have their own original designs that look cool. But it's cool. I'm glad this game exists, and I feel like if I got a group of people together to play it, I think it'd be kind of fun to play. But I also think that the grind might kill people on that. Like, it's just not. It might be a little too grindy. I've not gotten that far, so maybe it's fine. But I don't know. It's decent. I might check it out more. I'm kind of curious what those other two weapons are, because there's also a great sword which I use, and it's fine. It's standard. Like, you do a charge.
I've seen like a spear, I want to say.
It might be a spear. I don't know. But there's only two other weapons, so.
I would love to play it. It's just a situation where it's only on PC, and I'm not gonna play it on PC.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think it's the best place to play that game either, but it's what it's on now, and it works. The other game we got here is, or I've been playing, was State of Decay 2, which Matt
was talking about last week.
Matt brought up on the last podcast, and he asked me to join. That was the first time I played. We eventually got it all working, and after a bit of time with he had like an older version, I had an updated version. His version didn't want to update, so he had to like reset the game and re-download it.
PC game.
I know, exactly. Freaking Windows Store gaming. Eventually got it working. That's fine. But then the multiplayer is just not great. It's not good.
See, now the way Matt was kind of like speculating about the multiplayer, it seemed like it would be more of the way to play that game in a weird way.
That's what I thought, but here's the thing is, like, as a second player, you kind of go in, you're more expected as like a Dark Souls type thing where you have your own base that you're in your game, and then you send one of those survivors out to help someone else in their game. In return, you get to keep some of the stuff that you get to have. You get to send it back home, and you get to do that. and you also get like these special rewards or whatever for helping with the game. But that's
Okay.
it. You don't. It's not like this is our community we're building together.
Yeah.
It's like no, you're just a passing through. So like, I mainly because I hadn't started playing at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're starting fresh, then how does that even work?
I just picked a random. Like I started the tutorial, played through the tutorial, picked a random character from there, brought him into the game. But the thing is like. One of my character got tired after a while because that's just how the game works. Your character is tired, they get hungry, they get injured, they have to go back home and rest. So you actually have to send them. You have to go in, put your character back out, put a new one in, and then help. Like you can't swap to one of their characters. It just doesn't. It just seems very clunky the way it's put in. It's not. It's like they added it in like Dark Souls style, where it's like you're not really supposed to meant to stay in their game. You're supposed to kind of like help for a little bit. But even Dark Souls,
Shadows, boats passing in the night.
Yeah, exactly. But even in Dark Souls, you can kind of play the whole game co-op together if you want, because
to a degree.
Not like this, where it's like, well, you can't do anything in your community. You just sit there while the other person's like, I'm gonna manage what's building, and half the game is building your base. But anyway, so I kind of was disappointed by that. So I went back and finally started playing on my own, and I really, really like this game. Like a lot. Because I heard a lot of negative things, but I felt like the negative things is like it said it was buggy. And there's definitely are some huge quality of life things they could do to make this game better. But overall, like it's really cool. It really feels like that board game we played, Dead of Winter.
Okay.
Of that, you got your base, you send people out. You go up to a place, you scavenge. You try not to attract a huge horde. You can scavenge fast, but sometimes you'll make noise, and then more zombies will show up, and you'll get overwhelmed. And if sometimes they get bit, they get the blood plague, which is like really crazy, and you have to find a cure for it. And you have to spend a bunch of resources to make the cure. And you got all these things that you're doing, and all these like different. Every character has like a whole bunch of different skills. This person's great at medicine, so they can actually build an infirmary because of that. Or this person's good at gardening, so now you can build a garden and provide food for yourself. And like the base management is really cool. You can recruit different people to it. It just scratches all those things I always kind of wanted out of The Walking Dead, where it's like, or like a Walking Dead video game where it's like, we have a base, we're trying to survive. You got to keep up morale. You got to keep up all the supplies coming in. Because they're going to be constantly used. People are going to constantly be eating. People are constantly going through medicine. You're going to need gas so you can get places really quickly. And all those things are all like different tools to allow you to tell your own kind of story. Because there's no story in this game, really. Like, Matt, that was a big complaint from Matt, but like, I get that. But also, if there was more of a story, it would
get in the way of what you were trying to do.
Yeah, kind of not even what trying to do, but like imagine, because they give you just enough text to like go off of. Like, oh, these two people are quote unquote an odd couple. That was the part I joined.
Okay.
There was this like punk lady and this I guess Mexican dude, and like that their name is Odd Couple. I don't know why. I guess because he's very like cool and she's very laid back. I don't know why, but they have all these like little quips going between them, and then you find this like random doctor lady who's like, I'm really obsessed with the sheriff, and so you do like this little quest line about doing sheriff stuff, and you kind of get the story in your head like, oh well, they actually do show it in this one, but they they met because his girlfriend got bit, and you gotta like save her, and like this lady's like, oh, I figured out the cure, like I wasn't able to kill my friend because they were infected with blood plague, but you can, so you kill them. But now, because of that, I've gotten stronger, and now I'm going to become the leader. So after a while, she became the leader of my place because
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, because she got so much experience. I'm like, this makes sense. I think she should be the leader of this place because she's so knowledgeable about like all that shit. Been around a while. And it's cool because every character, even if they're not good at fighting, they have their own contribution. Like one guy I have is just really good at handiwork, so he could fix things up really quickly, and you can also make stuff really quickly, which is super useful when you need to go out and to fight.
I guess the thing that I'm most concerned with that we kind of touched upon last week when Matt was talking about it is that like, what is ultimately the end game? Like, what are you striving towards doing?
You can always strive towards for me, it's just building like a big community type thing. So it's almost that same thing.
But like, is that like a win condition? Or?
I think there is a win condition, but I'm not sure what it is. They put up one big condition. It's like Now, mine current one is to move to a bigger community because there's like a whole different area where you get like a whole bunch of different slots of indoor, outdoor things, and you can build more. Because right now I'm full. I got like a garden, an infirmary, and like a latrine system. That's it.
Okay, that's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. But they also kind of want water. Whatever.
Babies.
I know. So I'm going to move to a different place. And I think from there, you can then move to like a whole other map and then explore that map and do other things. But I think after a while, there is some sort of overall goal. But for me right now, it's just I want to get bigger stuff. I want to see all these different trees that are going down. For me, it's kind of like that RimWorld game where it's just like I just want to see the different trees and how long it can last.
Okay.
Because, you're kind of fighting against the clock. And it always gives you all these little things to manage efficiency. So, like, right now, if you find an outpost, it's like, oh, I found this outpost. It's an old grocery store. If I claim it, I will get +1 food every day. But I take -5 food. So that kind of stems it. So I don't have to search for as much food now because people are now getting fed through this whatever grocery store. Automatically, so I don't have to go there and pick it up, which I thought I would have to do. It's like, no, it just automatically goes, and so you're like...
That's nice.
Yeah, so you're like, resource management is a whole other thing. And it's like, oh, I want to build like this better infirmary because now people get better faster if they stay at home. Now it's going to take more medicine.
It's like building the machine to run better.
Yeah, kind of. It's like, it's... And we all know I love min-maxing.
I was going to say,
but
sounds up your alley.
Sounds up my alley. But it has so many other things around it that make it like it's pretty basic base building when it comes down to it. It's not anything crazy like, oh, you have to match these up and get this. It's like, no, you just build an infirmary and it works. Then you upgrade it when you have enough parts. That's it. But getting that stuff is you go on like a journey, and during that journey, anything can happen. You might run into some hostile people, which are very scary. People are way scarier than zombies. Just whoa, I know, crazy, right?
Wow, I didn't learn that in every single zombie movie ever.
I know, I saw that tip on the bottom, and I was like, yeah, I know. But I didn't realize it until I was like, oh, man, these guys turned hostile. Oh, they're trying to rob me. And they just pull out guns, and I'm like, oh, I'm almost dead, like, really quickly. I'm scared.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, no, they know how to use weapons.
Cover, and, like, all right, even though the AI is really bad, they're still, like, scary, They still do scary things. That is one thing that I will say. The game is pretty buggy. It's gotten like a lot of jank. People clip through things a lot. People get stuck on geometry. Characters get in the way all the time, especially when we're playing multiplayer. Characters, you just can't walk through characters as much, and that was kind of annoying. But like that stuff doesn't bother me because none of it's game breaking. There's even an unstuck button.
Okay.
So you can hit like an MMO style. Like it will be like we're placed to where you were. Teleport you 10 feet away to somewhere else on the map.
Okay.
It's just like one of those janky things that people have in MMOs.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, they know it.
I was going to say, that's nice that they acknowledge that happened.
So
a lot of games that are in that open world style genre are just like, oh, I worked my way into this area that I wasn't supposed to be in, and now I'm stuck, so I guess I had to just load up my last save or kill myself.
Yeah, and it saves very often, so even if it does crash, like you just kind of have everything still. Which is, good and bad because it's like, oh, my guy died. Well, I guess he's gone because I can't go back. I really am enjoying it. I probably put about 6 hours into it, and I'm about to move to another base, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what new stuff. It's an old abandoned brewery, so there's like a bunch of like old giant vats. Yeah, it's a bunch of beer. I think it gets you like a +1 morale or something like that because people will be like, oh, we could drink beer. There is an outpost you can capture that is an espresso stand, and it gives you like +1 food, +1 happiness because it give you espresso. People like it. People like coffee. Yeah, and energy. Yeah, the game is surprisingly cool. I think I'm glad I got it on this one and not the first one. And I think mainly because my expectations were tempered because I heard a lot of mixed reviews, mostly kind of like...
Yeah, I remember when the first one came out, it was kind of like a cult success, but there was a lot of like caveats that went along with it.
And I still think it's that same way. Like there's a lot of like dumb little things. So you get it's clunky managing everyone's inventory. You get a community tab and you look at it and go, okay, cool. So I can pick everyone and choose them and switch them. So you can switch to all these different characters, but you can't see their inventory before you switch to them. So you don't know what they have on them. So if you're trying to look for like an item you can't find, it's like, okay, I'll have to switch to them, watch the animation, open up their item, be like, oh, they're not here. Go back to the screen, pick a different person, which is clunky. On top of that, you have this system of like all the big resources are rucksacks you put on your back. So it's like, oh, we got a rucksack full of food, which comes with like 5 different pieces of food. But they're super heavy, and you can only carry one of them. So if you have you and one other follower, you have to switch that other follower if you find another rucksack, pick it up, go back to base, unload it, switch back to the other character, unload it. There's no button to be like, click to unload or click to put all the stuff in the back of the trunk of the car. Like, there's a lot of little quality of life things that just make it like, oh, this is just a little frustrating. Like, this is just, I want to just click a button and have everyone, you know, do a thing. Like, even if it was like, hey, defend the base for a second. Everyone defend the base. Hey, everyone go to sleep if you need to. Hey, everyone do this. It's like they do their own thing, but they don't do it smart. Like, I switched to a character I hadn't been playing for a while, and they hadn't slept in a while. And they have the sleepy...
They didn't manage that?
They didn't manage that. They didn't manage to sleep. So they had this little sleepy section of the bar knocked down, and it was like...
That's dumb.
And it's like, but this person's been sitting at base for a good while. Why didn't they go to sleep?
Hey... Write your own headcanon for why this guy couldn't sleep.
They were just up all night because you know why? Because they're going to be the leader, and they're very nervous about it because they're nervous about everyone else.
There you go.
So, but yeah, I get
sleep.
Because of that. Like, I get over it because of just the amount of cool little stories and things you can kind of build in your own head, and it's just janky enough to allow you to paint that picture. While, like, you know, a high polished game is not going to allow you to do that sort of thing. So, like, we're going to tell you the story. Like Days Gone, they're going to tell you that story.
No, they're going to tell you that story, all right.
That story that you don't care about.
Motorcycles. I want to ride my motorcycle.
I just think my biggest problem is if they would just go in and patch these like little teeny AI things that you can kind of control or like manage the inventory a little bit easier. The game would be much better and it'd be much more of an enjoyable experience. But for now, I'm still putting up with those things and having a good time.
Yeah,
it's one of those games I actually stayed up late playing and like kind of think about and be like, oh, I really want to get back to that game, which is something I haven't said about a game besides Monster Hunter in a while.
Kind of like planning on what you're going to be doing next.
Yeah, like I'm really excited to move to this new place. Like I'm really excited. And then I'm going to have all this I've been saving up materials. But the one thing is I can't move to this place until I get a 6th person in my party, my group. I only have 5 and I'm trying to recruit someone, but like everyone kind of sucks. Like they're not good enough for me, you know? They have skills I already have.
Get out of here.
You know, you're just going to be another mouth to feed. You better contribute. That's all I'm saying. Otherwise, go on your own. Everyone will need you.
Because you are the real monster.
I am the real monster. You're right. But I think that does it for video games we've been playing. You want to talk about some news?
Sure.
You put down the news stuff.
Yeah, there's some news here before we talk about some E3 predictions. First and foremost on here is that... you know, through the last, you know, half a year,
2 years, maybe
2. Yeah, I was going to say, within the last couple years, Steam's gone through a lot of odd changes to try to cut down on certain types of games, making it into the Steam marketplace. Most recently, they talked about, they essentially purged all those like anime kind of dating sim style games to a lot of backlash, and one can say that triggered what they did next, which now Steam is basically saying that
it's the Wild West.
We're just gonna let anything be on here as long as, I think they said as long as it's not illegal or quote straight up trolling, which who's to say?
Who knows what that is?
Which, hey, I don't think this is a very good idea.
No, this is a terrible idea.
I think this is actually kind of weird and childish.
No, I think it's lazy. And their blog post that they wrote, I remember reading about it, and they said like nobody here is gonna be every time we have one of these games come up, there's so much arguing internally about if we should take this game down.
And nobody wants to have that conversation.
And we don't want to do that anymore. It's annoying. So we're just going to have all games go up unless it's trolly or illegal. Which
I don't understand that.
So like one of the last games came out was this game called Active Shooter, which you play as a school shooter, which, you know, you probably shouldn't have that game out on Steam. There's plenty of other places you can get that kind of game on like some other weird platform. But like, so you can play as a school shooter or a SWAT team person to try to neutralize it. And because of the subject matter and obviously recent news events, people were trying to get Steam to take it down, and eventually they did, but they didn't cite that it was content. They said it was because the game creator had a history of customer abuse and published copyright content and manipulated user reviews, which is like, why don't you just say we don't want this? It's just not how we want to run our store. We don't want to have content like this on there. I mean, it just seems weird because console manufacturers have been doing this for ages, where they just are like, hey, AO games, we will publish them, I guess.
Yeah.
You can put them on our thing, but because retailers are just not going to do it, or we just won't publish it on our store. They've been doing this for a while.
I mean, that's the thing too, is like with a lot of weird arguments against this, people are like, well, Steam never said that they're like a curation service. It's not really their job to police what's sold in their store. It's like literally every store, whether it's brick and mortar or online or whatever, says this is what, like, a stand. You can't just go in as somebody, be like, this is my product, I'm putting it on the shelf, you can sell it, go ahead and sell it for me, please, and give me the money.
Give me the money.
Like, that's not how it works.
No.
So it's just an odd thing. Again, to me, it just feels like weirdly like lazy, and almost in a weird,
it's just like they're giving up.
And a weird childish way.
Oh, totally.
Where it's like, again, like, oh, so this last thing we did that we thought you guys wanted didn't work out. Guess what? We just won't take anything down.
We'll just leave it all up. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not like crazy trolling. So it's like, because people are mad they're taking their anime titty games out. That's fine. If they don't want to, I feel like
if they don't want it on there, that's fine.
Right, that's fine. But then it comes that thing of like, well, why doesn't Witcher get taken down? It's got so many boobs in it. Why doesn't it get taken down? And then it's like, well, now they're having an internal conversation about all this garbage. But like, also, Steam is like kind of been a shit pile for a while now. Let me pull up Steam right now and see what is on like the front page.
Yeah,
because
I've definitely seen some screenshots circulating of like things that are currently on Steam right now.
It's so hard to find anything, and so many things are of low quality. Like, there's no quality control either. It's not just like the content. It's the fact that like, hey, this game won't work. Like it's not like console games where it's like, oh, hey, we're gonna have at least some sort of seal of quality before this game launches. Like, we're gonna make sure it works. On Steam, you can put broken ass games up, and it doesn't matter. No one cares. You can have all these other, like, oh, okay, here's the thing is they have new and trending.
There's
which
a lot
is
of good stuff on.
some way to let's see.
Oh, there we go. The intern.
Yeah, there you go. It's my release queue if I'm interested in that game. But here we go. New releases. Popular new releases is how you find the good stuff. But now you can find some game called like Helpless Zombies, which is like it looks like
Bomberman?
Looks like Bad Chips Challenge. Like it's just all over
the place. What about look at Soda Girls?
Where's Soda Girls? Oh, this is some anime looking game. Horizontal cartoon action beat 'em up. That actually looks kind of.
That actually doesn't look bad.
All right. So there are some.
You know what? Liberty and slavery.
That's a documentary though.
Shit.
There's a game called Kim and Prostitution, which is about
Kim and Prostitute.
Oh, Prostitute, my bad.
Which is about Kim Jong-un in an airplane.
In an airplane shooting. And there looks like some very weird content here. Anyway.
Yeah, don't look that one up.
Yeah, don't look that one up.
But yeah.
Wait, hold on. This is in a pack called 1,870 achievements. And it comes with like there's 36 different games in here, and they're all like called achievement hunters. And like, look at this. This is a achievement hunter spinner edition. This just gives you achievements. That's what this pack is. And it's a bunch of like, look at this. These games are shit.
Putin, boobs, and Trump.
I don't even like. What is this? See, that didn't take us long to find.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that didn't take us long to find some garbage.
This is kind of
It's published by
uncomfortable.
Putin Industries. Yeah, like that's the thing. Steam is a shit show now. Like they do an okay job about curating okay stuff. They have that new tab. Like I clicked the recent tab, and they have new and trending, which is like, okay, these games actually have like some backing or something. So they put it up on that section.
Can't escape from Crossing Fate.
No, you can't escape from Crossing Fate. So cool, right? Like just chill out, guys. Just put some moderation down. But I guess they just don't want to do that. I guess they just don't care. They don't care as long as you pay them money. You know, all those weird Putin games, they're like, whatever. We got to cut off all those.
And you know what? That has prompted like the dude who runs itch.io
yeah.
is like, we're going to fucking curate our stuff. Like, we don't want hateful content and stuff on here. And so it's like, you swung the door wide open. Yeah, okay, so here's this tweet by Fobwashed, because it was Notch's response to that story that itch.io, Valve's new stance on content, quote, ridiculous, and, quote, out of touch. Leaf Corcoran says, ban buttons are ready to keep hateful content off itch.io. And then Notch says, don't use itch.io. It's time for sanity. And it's like, Fobwash says, itch.io, we will keep hateful content off our platform. And then he says, he calls Notch here fucking idiot. The world has gone mad. Like, what?
I don't. Oh, my God. Notch is just like the worst.
Yeah, no, he's the worst.
I forget. Like, I used to follow him on Twitter, and I just unfollowed him because he just turned into an idiot, like a complete idiot, like disconnected. Because because Minecraft, he got so much money, and then just
he lives
in a crazy mansion and just has weird parties with his candy machine and just so disconnected from the world. He has a big candy room. He has a room full of candy.
Candy.
That's the weirdest tour I've ever seen. You know, now he just talks dumb shit on Twitter and doesn't make any games anymore.
Yeah.
So whatever, he can go create his dumb thing on
I don't know,
Steam.
Man. Minecraft was pretty good.
Minecraft's good, but you know what? You can separate that. I feel okay playing Minecraft now because it's owned by Microsoft now, which is Bill Gates did a bunch of good shit and isn't a dumbass. So.
Indeed, he had the rock out to announce the new Xbox when it was released. All right, we got some other stories, a little bit more. A
little bit more standard fare, like games being announced.
Yeah.
Like Diablo job listing.
Yeah.
What's this unannounced Diablo project?
Yeah, they basically are like, hey, we need some designers. Diablo's doing some shit. And that made, as usual, a bunch of people say, oh my God, it is a new Diablo. Which I've already seen speculation that possibly Diablo Mobile. And I'm like,
no.
what?
No, please no. I don't want Diablo Mobile. Maybe Diablo for Switch.
What if it's good though? What if Diablo Mobile is good though?
Diablo Mobile.
And then you can just, at any time you have 5 minutes, just pull it out and just
play Diablo.
Get the loot.
It's just gonna be a clicker.
Put it on the Barbarian. Put the new helmet on the Barbarian.
Do the spin. Hold the button. Do the spin.
Yep.
Do the tap.
Hold the do spin.
No, I don't want that, Ricardo. I would like it on Switch. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool place for, I think, the next Diablo game.
That would be really, really cool.
That'd be really cool. And because Diablo is not like a crazy intense graphic experience, you can put it on there.
What if they do? Oh, do you think maybe they do just straight up Diablo 3 on Switch?
They might do that, but it says unannounced Diablo. Well, it says unannounced Diablo project. It could be
it could just be Switch.
You
know what? I think we might have cracked it. It might be Diablo 3 on Switch,
which would be great.
That'd be good.
I'd play it again on there, I guess.
Every few months, I get the urge to just start playing Diablo again, and all it takes is something like this that says Diablo. It's a new story that says Diablo, and makes me be like, man, I should play it.
It's so good. Diablo 3 is the best. It's such a good game.
I love Diablo 3.
Did you play the Rise of Necromancer expansion?
No, I've been thinking about buying that.
I don't think it's enough for me to get back in. Like one new class, cool. I was hoping it'd be like a whole new like story section with new stuff, but
but I mean, ultimately, that's not even what Diablo's about. Diablo's about just going, starting a new character on the new season and just going through the season journey.
I don't care for the season stuff much. I like the end game where it's like all trying to optimize your build to do some dumb stuff. Yeah. That's just stupid.
Well, and like I remember one time, just to go slightly off topic, when we got when I got like a new sword as my barbarian that just completely made me change the way like I played as her. Like it was like some two-handed sword that also every X amount of attacks launched a projectile out in like a different direction.
Yeah.
And so then I switched it to do like berserker move where the longer like you attack, the more it speeds up the attack.
So
and then it was just like
everywhere.
launching launching
so fun about that
projectiles
game.
all over the place.
Yeah, like there was definitely different builds where I had like a fetish build for Witch Doctor, where I just had the whole screen just covered in little fetishes because they never died. I think it was like 5 of them never died.
It's like, here's the one with the feet.
Yeah. My favorite one. But yeah, so they have all those little fetishes running around. They just do all this damage and tank, and it was great because I just sat in the back and shot my blow darts at everyone. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's such a fun game.
It's such a good game.
Do I have that installed?
I don't know.
Re-download it.
It's so good. Let's see. We got Crackdown. Yes, fetishes. Fetishes are little tiny. Instead of the feet fetish that Ricardo should explain a little more.
So so like the little voodoo, like a little voodoo doll.
It's like
situation. Yeah, those are technically called fetishes.
They look like the little cats in Monster Hunter, the feral cats.
Yeah,
those guys. They look like those. But then you got other zombies you can raise.
Look it up. Look up like voodoo fetish. Oh, and maybe don't look that up.
Don't look that up.
Never mind. Moving
on. Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3
delayed until
next year.
Yeah,
again.
But hey, they gave a date. They actually said like
February
2019, which is another game that I think that was like the only game that's been slated for Microsoft this year, besides because we had Sea of Thieves and State of Decay came out. And now Crackdown 3 has been delayed, which I played last year at E3.
What is this game going to be at this point? Because
I don't
know. It feels
know.
like it was already way behind by the time that it was about to come out.
Well, remember it was all about that, like, we're going to leverage the power of the cloud on the new Xbox to bring you a new destruction experience like never before. And that was like when Xbox One launched. And it's been out for, 5 years now? So this game has been like way delayed, even more. But you know what? I guess I would rather give them more time and come out with like a really, really good game, especially because I feel like Microsoft, their two bets, State of Decay, which I love, and Sea of Thieves, which I like less. But still, like, they both have had very mixed reactions. Like
and it's a weird thing where it's just like both of those don't feel like kind of like the polished first party experiences that like Sony's putting out with a lot of their games, like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, Bloodborne was the one too.
So like God of War.
God of War.
Yeah, but like those are all like big AAA narrative games.
Yeah.
Well, these other ones are kind of like weird experimental multiplayer games with like just weird premises. And Crackdown 3 is probably the most like still not even on that same level though, like a heavy narrative AAA budget game. Like it is its own sort of thing, which is fine.
It's so weird because they were even launched like ads for Crackdown the last time before it got delayed. Remember with Terry Crews and stuff? Do you remember seeing those ads?
I thought Terry Crews actually like leaked that by accident.
No, it was like before YouTube videos, like pre-rolls and stuff would be, and like I was getting like served Twitter ads and stuff of like Crackdown, and then still like a week after they delayed it, I was getting served that stuff. I'm like, this game isn't coming out, guys. You need to stop your ads.
It's so weird.
You need to cut off funding for these ads.
I hope that game's successful, and I hope it's good because I really like Crackdown 1.
I had a lot of fun with Crackdown.
Crackdown 1 was super fun.
I never really played Crackdown 2.
It wasn't that good, but like I don't know if that game.
I just don't know what role Crackdown
plays now. In the
has
open world.
has in this world anymore.
I don't know either. We got Evolve. That game has been going through hell, and now is finally shutting down its servers.
Yeah. So Evolve. I actually didn't even know what the current status of that was because I know that obviously they were ending development on it, and that ended, and then they went to the free-to-play model.
Yeah, and they're hoping to kind of roll with that for a while.
And that didn't, and then shortly after that, they were like, okay, we're done with development on this game. And now it looks like they're just straight up shutting down servers. The only thing it says here that you'll be able to play is you'll keep all your DLC, which I can't remember if it was this game that gave you a bunch of like in-game currency once like they were like, that was Gigantic, I want to say, was we're going to give you a bunch of in-game currency, go
to enjoy it.
Do whatever you want.
It sounds like you can still play Evolve. It just will now be they'll turn off all the servers, but now it'll be peer-to-peer so you can still play, which is I think a good way to do it because A lot of games you just can't access that stuff anymore. But
this game looked so cool when it was announced, and I was like,
got that big monster thing.
Yeah, ready to jump into it, and it just.
I like that game. I like that game a lot, but it just after a while it was like, okay, I get it. That's it. There's nothing really changed in it. You just kind of get tired of it. You just kind of were like, I get it. You go find the monster finds you. It was fun to be the monster, and then it kind of got boring because you kind of just did the same thing over and over again. I read a developer's notes about this stuff, and he was talking about how when they launched, they wanted to make like a big open world survival game, but like no one was gonna fund that because it's just too ambitious. And where someone actually plays a monster and does all this stuff, and it'd be cool. So like, okay, we're gonna do this crazy gimmick, 1v4. We're gonna do that. We're gonna make like an esports thing, and someone's like, okay, cool, we'll publish it. I think it was 2K, right?
Yeah.
But the problem was they were having they came up with the concept, they made the game, and they thought it looked really cool, and they were really enjoying it. But the reason they enjoyed it was because they're role playing. They were like, all right, we're all gonna be a squad. We're all gonna squad up. We're gonna find this monster. Oh, I got his tracks. Blah blah. They're doing that. But as soon as they started doing play tests, and people just started being like, I just want to win. Like I just want to be competitive. A game was almost impossible to balance because it's 1v4 nature. Like, there's too many different things to try to figure out and keep balanced and keep the game interesting without it just being a broken mess. Which after a while, there was definitely like, this class is way better than this class. I'm gonna pick this one now because it's just better. Because they had the variety of the classes, but they just were not balanced as well as they could have been. Which is a shame because, I just feel like it's. I remember that early video we had.
I was gonna say
trying to play the beta, and it would just kept disconnecting.
Evolve responsible for one of our great early videos.
Of us trying to play the beta and it not working. I think you still find it on YouTube.
Ethan showing us how great the Xbox One's voice commands were.
Man, that was a long time ago. That was in 2014.
I mean, you were still at your mom's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Fun stuff.
But other things are shutting down too.
Very sad, specifically
for you.
For me. Even though I haven't played the game in probably well over a year, Guitar Hero Live is shutting down Guitar Hero TV, which it says here on the Polygon ostensibly takes their song catalog in the game from 500 songs back down to the 42 that are in kind of the live mode, the live stream. Excuse me, not the live stream. Yeah, like the live mode. So basically the way, it's been a while since we talked about Guitar Hero Live, but the way that Guitar Hero Live worked was essentially they had the live mode, and that was the mode that they really marketed out to people, was that it was a kind of it was like FMV experience where you would play with a quote unquote live band.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a I was thinking the TV experience, but the actual the non-live version, the online version was more like a karaoke kind of thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that like the things that they marketed mainly was the fact that it's like FMV. You're on stage, the crowd's gonna change depending on if you're playing good. Your bandmates are gonna get mad at you if you play bad.
Which is fun, and all your bandmates match like the songs you're playing.
Yeah, which was a really fun, stupid mode. But that was again a 42 song like story mode. But where the meat of the game was in this kind of endless Guitar Hero TV mode, as they called it, where you would go online and you would get in a room, like it would just put you in a random room with like 4 other people or something, and then you would pick a channel. The different channels would be playing different like blocks of songs depending on the time of the day, so it was like kind of a weird, it was like a fun like scheduling thing. You could see
it was like this is the half-hour metal show.
Yeah, and this is like 80s pop and stuff like that. And then you would jump on, and then you just basically play endlessly, and like you would unlock new little note highways to play, like different effects and stuff. But it was more just about like, you like music, right? You're playing a music game, so you should like music. So just like sit back and chill and play these different songs, and it was really fun. Like I really enjoyed unwinding with that mode.
I had some good memories going to your house and playing that. Like, that was a pretty fun little thing.
It's cool. And then the cool, like, ambitious thing they tried to do was, like, they were like, all right, there's like this, there's like this live show of Avenged Sevenfold. They're gonna put it on here, and then you're gonna play those songs or whatever. Or like there's this new block of Def Leppard songs from their new album coming out, and this is gonna be the first place that you can hear them and you can play them or whatever.
I remember that.
And so it was doing some cool stuff, but ultimately, again, I think like they didn't necessarily do a great job of marketing that, and also I feel like a lot of people who are in it for a Guitar Hero experience, they want that like competitiveness, they want that ability to like master the thing, and this was a lot more of a laid back
and also like there's no band experience either.
Yeah,
like,
and there was no band experience,
which I think everyone's kind of got used to it in Rock Band and kind of expected it. Like, I mean, but also I think the music genre's just in that hiatus for now until someone comes around and shakes up like a lot. Like, I know this was supposed to be the big reboot. That was like this and Rock Band 4.
Yeah.
But both of them didn't set the world on fire at all.
No.
Rock Band 4, at least, the nice thing about it is you still will have all those songs that it has. Like, you still have those 2,000 songs or whatever that you can pick from. You'll still have them, but like once the licensing deal runs out in this live stream,
yeah,
it's over.
It's gone.
And it runs out the 30th of November, so...
So if you want one last hurrah for Guitar Hero, that's another sad thing too. I should probably install it again. That's the other thing though is that's like I really liked the redesign of the guitar controller.
Neat.
It was a really cool redesign.
Made it much harder. Made it feel like you're actually playing like chords and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's probably never gonna get another use ever again.
It's gonna be chucked to the Goodwill, which they won't accept because there's too many of those.
Indeed. But you'll say, no, this is the Guitar Hero Live controller.
Yeah, you can play it on iOS.
You don't have that many of these, right? They're like, we don't know what that is.
It's a dumb Rock Band thing. Get it out of here. And I think that's it for like the news section. I haven't seen anything more that's been crazy.
He's like a nerd.
Or something. Let me just make sure there's nothing else in the news I might have forgotten. Nope. Okay. So now we're going to go to our prediction series. Since Matt's not here, we're going to predict some things. We're going to predict the big show.
Predict the big show.
Going to have a vape. So we got all the conferences up here, which I think is the place where they're going to announce everything. And man, they are starting early. Like the show doesn't officially start until Tuesday. Like the doors open. But this Saturday,
they started so early that E3 tweeted out that day one was such a good success. It was so packed.
That was yesterday, right? Which is Wednesday. So I guess it was like, they just forgot.
Somebody doesn't know how to work TweetDeck or HubSpot or whatever they're using.
It happens, man.
It does. But the thing is usually you delete that. I think eventually
they left it up for like a long time.
They eventually saw it and then they like quote tweeted and was like, "Oh man, another leak," and then just left it up or whatever. So that's kind of funny. Like they recovered well, I suppose, but it's just like, man.
Whatever, man. Like that happens, and it wasn't like anything crazy. It was just literally
it was like the floor is so packed. I mean, that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, you can bet the floor is gonna be packed. You bet it's gonna be packed at E3. You can say that, and you can also say, "Boy, sure was busy. What was your favorite part?" Like that's a pretty easy. Like you got to get your content early, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you work in that stuff. You know what it's like.
It's true.
It's true.
You gotta schedule what you can ahead of time, just get it get in there.
Desperately clamor for the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. So we're starting it off
all the way in Saturday.
Raging Hot.
Raging Hot? No, that's Bethesda's gonna.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's Bethesda's
no. Well, with everyone's favorite starting out here on Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Electronic Arts is gonna be.
I'm gonna watch that. Gonna get up early and watch it.
Gonna do this. Yep. I'm gonna be at work, unfortunately, so I will try to follow along on Twitter. But it's always, which is always. That's a funny thing. Here's the thing about E3 before we go into it.
Yeah,
you're always more excited about stuff when you're just watching it by yourself and like being like, oh, that's cool, rather than seeing literally everybody shit on literally everything on Twitter.
Well, that one time you sat and watched it, like it was fun. Like it's fun doing that. I think watching it. I know the Giant Bomb guys stream their reactions to it, and I think probably a bunch of places do this, where they watch press conferences and have their reaction over it. And that's way more fun because you just got a room of like a few different people talking about it.
Yeah,
as opposed to like a buttload of the internet just being like, "Oh, it sucks, blah."
Yeah, and then retweeting everything that they're like, this is in line with my opinion. But anyway, EA
is
sports.
It's in the game.
That's what they're probably gonna show a lot of.
They're probably gonna show. There's gonna be a Madden because they always
show the Madden. There's gonna be a FIFA.
There's gonna be a FIFA. They don't have any. Do they have any other sports? They have the hockey. They have a hockey game.
They
NHL.
have. They're trying to keep up with the basketball game.
Oh yeah,
like
they
finally, they finally started releasing basketball games again, but it's not going great.
No.
So those are some pretty easy, predictable things. Definitely, probably gonna see Anthem.
Yeah, that game that was only. I think we haven't heard anything since last E3 when that was announced.
That makes sense.
I think that was the last time we heard anything about Anthem, and yeah, and then Battlefield 5 probably.
Yeah, I mean, these are all pretty safe bets.
I don't know of any other. Do you think there's gonna be like any sort of peep of Mass Effect at all? Because I know Mass Effect Andromeda came out 2 years ago, right?
No, I think they officially shelved Mass Effect.
I think they put that away for a while.
I think they officially were like, we're done with trying this for a while.
He's in a weird spot right now.
I think they're gonna do. Well, and that's the thing is like I almost am like, oh, Star Wars, but I feel like they're not on the best ground with Star Wars stuff either.
I saw them put in all that they put like new solo DLC in Battlefront 2, and I was like,
did they?
And I'm like, oh, why would you do that?
Do people play that?
I'm curious to check back in on that game, or I've never checked on it at all, but like see what that game is now. They took all that microtransaction stuff out. That was so controversial.
Yeah, I don't know unless they have some cool new Star Wars experience.
Mirror's Edge 3.
Oh my god.
The game people want it.
I don't know. People pretended that they wanted it and then didn't buy it.
And then didn't buy it at all. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like
Medal of Honor bringing it back.
They're bringing back the reboot Medal of Honor. They're like World War II.
The beards again.
No.
The fucking remember the advanced. What was it? Advanced Warfighter? No, that wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they'll have Titanfall 2. I hope they have. I hope they announce Titanfall
3.
3. Yeah, you're right. Titanfall 2 is already announced. I love Titanfall 2. I want me that Titanfall 3 now.
I'm fine with Titanfall.
I know you're fine with Titanfall, which is the wrong opinion, but that's okay.
Okay. Anything crazy from EA's past that you can look at and like say, Black?
Yeah, they're bringing.
Wait, is Black EA?
I think it is. Yeah, EA. Let's see what we got. EA Publishing. As I can't spell, because all the chords are on the thing. Oh, that's
Railway Locomotives and Cars. You got it.
Let's see what we got here. I don't know. Like, they're in a weird spot where they definitely need to bring back some crazy old stuff that's just like, oh man, let's bring back some Dead Space. It's like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
They'll show another Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare game.
Yeah, those are safe bets. SSX might be an interesting one.
That would be the game to bring back. That would be the series to bring back.
That would be.
That last SSX I really wanted to love.
I've only heard good things about it.
And I played the hell out of the demo and then like
just didn't get it.
I didn't get it because I think what happened was like the big thing with me was like it was like that it was like that persistent world thing where it's like, oh, you'll see people's like best times or whatever on this hill and this course or whatever. And, like, you can consistently just drop in and, like, try and beat it and stuff. Kind of like a weird, like, Trackmania thing. But then, like, I heard podcasters be, like, a month in being like, oh, like, that's not, like, none of that is really changing anymore. It's kind of stagnant. And I'm just like,
Yeah, it just kind of sits there.
And then it just kind of fell off my radar. But I heard it was really good. And what I played out of it, I liked a lot. But.
All right. For each section, we're going to do, let's do one crazy prediction.
One crazy
prediction, one from each of us.
Okay.
I'm going to predict that there's going to be I think there's going to be a Dead Space game again. I think there's going to be like some sort of crazy survival game that's going to be like some sort of games as a service type game where they're going to do it with the Dead Space universe.
Battle Royale.
Maybe. I'm going to put Dead Space. I just think there's going to be something with Dead Space on it. Even though they shuttered that studio, I think they're still going to use that brand.
From that same shuttered studio, I'm going to say that in true cyclical fashion, EA has seen the success of maturizing God of War series, and they'll say, what if we took our clone of that game from Visceral Dante's Inferno,
Dante's Inferno.
and did a Dante's Inferno to a Dante's Paradise or
Dante's
Dante's Paradise or Dante's Purgatory. No, Dante's Paradise is better. Dante's Paradise, and is like, you know, you still got some brutality in there. You still got a pretty cool combat system, but now it's more about like Dante being like, what if I didn't sew all my sins into my chest and forgot about them and forgave myself?
But oh no, and he hangs out in this cool place, but then hell comes back and it's like, we're gonna bring you back down.
Exactly.
Yeah, that might be pretty good.
And he says, son. A lot.
Son?
Son.
He has a little angel boy. It's like a half angel, half it's like a little cherubim. Like
a cherub?
A
cherub?
a little churro.
A little churro. And he's like, delicious.
So cinnamony. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do with that, but.
Dante's Paradise.
Dante's Paradise. I like it. I like that prediction.
All right.
We got Microsoft. So I predict they're going to push Crackdown even farther back. That's the same prediction. No, I don't know.
I was gonna say like further back than what they've already now announced, February of 2019.
Yeah,
it'd be like JK.
So the last thing they mentioned is they're gonna come out with like a lot of different games. They're gonna double down on games, if I remember right. They're putting a lot more money to that.
That's a good idea.
That is a good
for
idea.
Their game console to make more games.
More games, because right now, like, they got all the cool infrastructure. They got the Game Pass going, which is really awesome, and I'm usually think the Game Pass is a great deal. They got, you know, backwards compatibility. They got the most powerful console around. There's just, like, it just goes to show that you need great software to power hardware. Like, I would totally recommend a new PlayStation over an Xbox right now, just because there's so many better games on it and so many more games.
Yeah. It's like anything solid you could play on an Xbox, you could also play on a
pretty much, or a PC. Like, even worse is like you can just buy a PC and a PS4, and you're probably able to play pretty much everything.
And a Switch.
And a Switch. And then, you know, that's about it. But if you want to play your old Xbox 360 games, you got to get an Xbox One.
Oh,
so there you go.
Dude, I got a lot of those.
I got to play them all. But I don't know. I guess for Microsoft, they're probably going to come out with, like, what? They're probably going to announce a bunch of games. One of them is definitely going to be probably a new Gears of War, because they'd reboot Gears of War a while ago. With, Gears 4. So I'm thinking Gears 5, even though it did seem like, Gears of 4 didn't really set the world on fire.
No.
People were just kind of like, this is fine, I guess. What else is there?
I mean, they got all them Rare franchises, I suppose.
I think they might announce some new Sea of Thieves updates, probably, because I think they really want to push that game constantly, bringing people back.
They'll be like, they'll do the thing where they acknowledge that it didn't. They'll acknowledge that the player base was looking for a little bit more in their Sea of Thieves experience. And so, therefore, here's the rest of the game.
But now, you can play it on the most powerful console ever released, which has done great numbers. We've sold a lot. And now you can get the first ever discount on the Xbox One X.
Yes. That's a pretty good prediction.
I think they'll probably just
they're
probably honestly just going to tote their own numbers a little bit, even though they probably can't be that proud.
It would be the time to announce an aggressive price drop, honestly.
I don't know I feel like it would be the time to announce an aggressive amount of games.
That too.
That's what I really want to see is some more.
Phantom Dust.
They literally.
Finally.
That came out. You can play that.
What? No, but they were gonna do like a remake.
Oh yeah, they just did the.
They just were like, hey, you could play this.
Yeah. They're probably just gonna have more. They just need more games, man. They just need
more. They got no games.
They got no game. Like, honestly, there's nothing. I mentioned this earlier in the podcast, but, like, Crackdown 3 was the last
Warden was right. Chad Warden was right.
So what is your crazy prediction, you think, for Microsoft?
Okay. My crazy prediction for Microsoft. Microsoft seeing what PlayStation did with God of War decides that they are going to do something similar with their stalwart franchises, and then we have.
I'm listening.
We just have the very simply titled Blinks. No time cat suffix, no two, so just Blinks.
No, Blinks, no.
Just Blinks.
No, Blinks.
He's an OG. He's an ex Microsoft OG.
Yeah, I think it'd be Voodoo Vince over Blinks.
Oh,
It's just called Voodoo.
okay, so
Like I have little fetishes running around. They're gonna hang out.
It'd be
Have a
like
great time. They go, oh! Voodoo Vince.
This is the one with the
Come on, think of another fetish besides feet. I know you got it. I know you can.
No, all the other ones will get me banned off Twitch if I talk about them.
Yeah. That's so you think adult Blinks or like reboot of Blinks?
Yes.
All right, Blinks. How do you spell Blinks?
I think it's BLINX. I want to say.
Oh, jeez, what a stupid name. Yeah, you're right. It is. My prediction is Conker's Bad Fur Day Reloaded, but Battle Royale.
Conker's Battle
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Conker's Battle Royale.
You know what? Everybody loves the multiplayer in Conker so much. I feel like that
They might.
I feel like they might do it.
I mean, what else?
And also, they're dead set on not delivering what people want with Conker.
Yeah,
which is just another Conker's game.
Oh man, yeah. Didn't they add him into that weird Spark game? They're like, yeah, we have new Conker DLC in Spark.
And then they got rid of that game.
Yeah,
they discontinued service for that game. Bethesda.
Let's get that Rage on. So, yeah, I was gonna say Bethesda already announced a couple of their games ahead of time.
I was gonna say, so Rage, obviously, I don't know. Do you think Rage they meant to talk about it before?
No. I think that was gonna be one of their big things. But then when Walmart leaked all that stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, Rage 2, let's throw it out there. Why not? Let's put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Which they'll probably dive into that a little bit more. Probably show another trailer, maybe some extended gameplay footage that everyone likes to do. Excuse me. But then they're also probably going to show off what actually Fallout 76 is, which I think is the big question everyone has.
Yeah, because there's all that speculation that there's like multiplayer, like persistent world elements and stuff like that. Is it a survival type game?
Yeah, they're thinking that. Also, some people are thinking some new Prey expansion, maybe, because they did that with.
I keep forgetting about Prey, man.
People who are into those type of games who really like Prey, like people who like Dishonored a lot, and they did Dishonored 2, Death the Outsider, despite Dishonored 2 not really setting anyone like hugely on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they might come out with another Prey thing, just like another expansion or something.
Could be.
Because I think it's a pretty good world that they rebuilt.
What Prey 2 was supposed to be
just released
originally.
Prey 2, the actual Prey 2.
Yeah. It's like, you're a bounty hunter catching aliens.
What other things could they announce? Do you think there's going to be any sort of like...
Duke Nukem. Oh, wait, no, is that them?
That's not them anymore. It's 2K. It has that.
You're right.
What other things have Bethesda even made? Like, they make a lot. And they all make it pretty good. They came out with the Wolfenstein last year. That was a big thing. Wolfenstein
2. Obviously Doom. It felt like Quake was gonna be their big, next rebooting. But I feel like Quake Champions isn't doing it for people.
God, they'll bring back Brink.
Oh God, Brink. Yeah, The Evil Within just came out.
Yeah,
Prey.
This is tough. Rogue Warrior 2.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
More swearing, Mickey Rourke.
They might come out with maybe another Wolfenstein type update
too.
No, that can be Wet 2.
Wet 2.
It's not gonna be Wet 2.
To dig out Eliza Dushku again. Get her in the studio.
Is that who voiced that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That explains why she looked kind of familiar.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. I just played that. I played that game. Yeah, everything's wet. Look how wet everything. In that era of video games, everything did look kind of wet.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Everyone looked kind of sleek. Blood just kind of looked weird. I'm thinking probably another Wolfenstein type DLC thing, because they had the old blood for the first one.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
I feel like Bethesda barely comes out with any new franchises. They just do a lot to the current ones they have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they are mostly known for. Like they're coming out with another Fallout again. I don't think they're gonna do another Elder Scrolls thing for a little while.
You don't think they'll do like another online? Show another online expansion.
You don't think it'd be like an MMO type thing? Oh, for
that's what I'm saying.
Elder Scrolls Online. I think it just came out with one, if I remember right.
Well, how about this?
Okay.
Bethesda's just like,
Is this your prediction?
Fallout 70. No, this is my prediction.
Oh, okay.
This is my crazy prediction because I feel like this is pretty. This might actually happen. They're like Fallout 76. Well, yeah, as opposed to Blinks.
Yeah.
They're like Fallout 76 is just kind of gonna be like this, offshoot survival style game. Think Conan Exiles or whatever. And we're actually really focused on our story divisions and stuff. Are really working on Elder Scrolls Redguard or whatever the next thing is. But that's not my crazy prediction.
These predictions ought to be crazy. They're just kind of ones you can't see coming.
Yeah,
I don't think most people will see a new Elder Scrolls game coming. Honestly, like a new story one.
Yeah, but I want.
But if you want to do a stupid one, that's fine.
Yeah,
you want to do one that's definitely not coming true.
Yes.
Okay.
They rebooted Wolfenstein. They
Uh-huh.
rebooted Doom.
Yeah.
They're gonna reboot Hexen.
Hexen?
They're gonna reboot Hexen. They're like, let's get in on this. Let's use that visceral, fucking punching people in the face style gameplay that everybody loved from Doom, with the glory kills. Except let's just make that always.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what Hexen is.
You don't know what Hexen is?
Look
up
quick.
Hexen.
All right, let's look up this Hexen game. Hexen, I'm going to describe what I see. Oh, I remember this box art. Okay, all right. It looks like a Doom mod game.
Yeah.
It is about punching. It's got a big fist.
It is
it's
basically,
first person.
it is
that's a
fantasy. It is fantasy Doom.
Oh, okay. All right. It looks fine.
They're going to reboot Hexen.
It came out in 1995.
And they're going to fucking...
they had Hexen 2 in 1997.
They're just going to do,
just going to do it again.
They're just going to do the Doom glory kills, but that's the whole gameplay. Is with swords and fucking maces and fists.
Okay. All right. I'll put that down. Hexen. Here's my prediction.
Okay, you're going to steal my Elder Scrolls prediction.
No, I'm not.
You son of a bitch.
No. Doom and Wolfenstein crossover.
Oh my god, can't escape from crossing fate.
I think they're both going to come. I think BJ Blazkowicz is going to there's going to be some weird side-off game that's going to be like some standalone thing. Because they don't have a standalone game for Wolfenstein 2 and they don't have a standalone game for Doom, like little tiny mini expansions yet. And you're going to combine the two. And BJ Blazkowicz is going to go to hell accidentally and meet Doom Guy. Or Doom Guy is going to come in and rip Nazis apart, which would also be pretty cool. And bring in some...
Both of them would be cool.
That would actually make sense because I feel like some of the Nazis doing the supernatural stuff would accidentally open a portal to hell. And then not BJ Blazkowicz is there also, but Doom Guy comes through as well as a bunch of demons, and then they just fight each other. So Nazis being infused with demons, like demon Nazis.
That would be pretty dope, man.
That would be pretty good.
That would be actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right. I feel pretty good about that one.
I think they should just do that.
They should just do that. You don't even have to pay me. That's a free one there. That's free. Yeah.
Somebody start working on that. And let BJ do the stuff that the Doom Guy could do. Or they could have two different gameplay styles, although nobody would want to play as BJ if they could just play as the Doom Guy.
Yeah, Doom Guy's way cooler. BJ's just angsty. All right, Square Enix. I feel like Square Enix is weird because I keep forgetting all the different things that they own because they own a lot of weird stuff now. Not Hitman, though.
Okay, so they're talking about, obviously, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah. They're going to probably have a long demo about Kingdom Hearts 3, and people are going to scream and cry when they...
Who's going to be the next big...
World
for
Inside
Kingdom.
Out.
That's a pretty good one. I agree.
It's because all they do is Pixar now. They just
You're
throw
right.
Pixar in it. That's all they got.
You're right.
I haven't seen anything else besides that. If anything else, maybe Moana World probably won't work very well.
What if they're just like, fuck it, Marvel World in here?
Dude, you saw a new Wreck-It Ralph trailer?
Yeah, with the princesses, right?
Yeah.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
I just look at that movie and I'm like, man, this is Ready Player One. This is just turning a Ready Player One.
Yeah, that's
what
what I was
the
gonna
references
say.
Ready Player One can't
I was gonna
get.
say, like, I fell for that scene with all the princesses.
That's a cool scene.
I love it, but it's like, man,
look at all your friends together. But you can they could do so much more. And just remember when it was just video games, man. Remember when it was Zangief and Bowser in the same room?
Yup.
That was awesome.
Now it's just everything.
Now it's just all your favorites all in one place. Get your X-Wings flying over. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3. Wreck-It Ralph's gonna be in that. I think they have Wreck-It Ralph World,
Yeah,
don't they?
or he's definitely a summon or
He's
something.
he's some sort of character in there. We got, Dragon Quest 11, which I think is their like big Western. They're trying to westernize it.
They're trying to move Dragon Quest over here. It's always been that in Final Fantasy.
But I feel Final Fantasy actually.
Do we see that Final Fantasy VII remake any more of that?
Ooh, that's a bit no.
No, you don't think that shows up again?
You know what? No, they're gonna have some sort of shout out and show some sort of cutscene, and that's it.
Maybe.
And it'll say like part 1 coming
2019.
2020.
You think so?
Yeah. I think they'll do a far enough safe date that people will forget about it, and then they'll just say, "Oh, let's push back again." I think that's what they're gonna do.
You're right. Also, they mentioned here on this Kotaku list they were working on that Avengers title.
Was that VR one?
I don't know if it was supposed to be VR. All they had was like a very brief teaser, and it was like Marvel, Square Enix, and then it showed like Thor's hammer, and then I think like Cap Shield, and then like a couple other things, and it was like, we're making it.
We're making it. We're friends with Disney. Did you know that?
So
we aren't gonna ruin this like the Star Wars games. I don't know if they're gonna show that up, but I know they're probably gonna show an extended demo of Shadow of Tomb Raider. Probably gonna show some gameplay from that because they haven't really showed much of that and how this is different than the other ones. Which I'm you know what, this might be the last Tomb Raider for a little while. I hope, because I like the last one enough, but I'm just kind of like,
yeah. I feel like the interest in this one has fizzled in comparison.
Yeah, I think it's just the last one was really good, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't.
Well, it's another one of those things where like we're talking about like what role does Crackdown play in this world now. It's like Tomb Raider. It was great to see it like kind of remade in a modern style and look really great and stuff. But at this point in this crowded gaming market, what role does Tomb Raider still play?
I don't know, because I feel like God of War took a lot of things from Tomb Raider and made it kind of its own type of game. While Tomb Raider's still gonna be Tomb Raider, you know, like it's gonna have those cool puzzles, I guess, and all that stuff. But I don't know.
Crazy predictions for Square Enix.
All right, crazy predictions for Square Enix. The next game from they're gonna do a teaser.
Okay.
They're gonna do something. Okay, they're gonna do a teaser of what's that guy's name who made Nier?
Yoko Taro.
Yoko Taro. They're gonna have a teaser of his next game, and then they're gonna say demo on the store right now. I think that's my prediction.
That's a pretty good prediction.
Yep. I think that's all right.
I'm gonna say everybody is talking about Chrono Trigger. Everybody's forgotten about the PlayStation 1 sequel, Chrono Cross, and that's never gotten a re-release or a re-up or a re-res. So honestly, this isn't a crazy prediction, but I'm gonna say Chrono Cross on like Steam and shit. You know? Put it in there.
On Steam and Switch, probably. But
Steam,
I'm just gonna put Steam.
On Steam, yeah. And shit. Yeah, there we go.
I spelled Chrono Cross wrong, but that's fine. Yeah, I remember that game a lot, but I guess you're right. That didn't get like a 3. Did it get a DS release? Like
no, that never got like any kind of re-release.
I heard Chrono Cross 2 was good. Just wasn't as good, I guess, or revolutionary, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean it didn't have like this. It was very Final Fantasy in that it was like it's a brand new story.
All right, we're halfway through our predictions, I think. Oh no, we're a little more than halfway through.
Yep.
We got Ubisoft still.
Ubisoft, well, they also kind of got leaked.
They did. They got that new Assassin's Creed leaked, which is going to be in Greece.
Odyssey.
Okay, what do you think Beyond Good and Evil 2? Do you think they're going to show actually? They showed some gameplay from it earlier, so it seems like they're doing stuff. I think there's going to be like an extended demo on that or something. Or do you think they're just going to announce it and be like...
I feel like they're not going to show anything for it. I feel like it's going to be a no-show.
Okay.
Let's see. They mention here
Division 2, Skull and Bones, which is their pirate game.
Skull and
Bones got delayed quite a bit.
That got delayed.
So I don't think that's going to show anything.
You don't think so?
I don't think this year. I think next year they might. Or maybe in some random other conference down the year. I don't think this year they're going to show anything.
So Ubisoft, I mean, what Tom Clancy franchise is?
They're going to show Division 2. Oh, you know what? Splinter Cell. They're gonna put out the new Splinter Cell.
You think there's
I
gonna be
think
a
there's gonna be
Splinter Cell?
Cell.
Well, I mean, they did that weird thing in Wildlands with
Sam Fisher
in there. So maybe it is time, especially since Konami's out
He's
of
the only one left.
Yeah. Michael Ironside. Grimm's daughter. Grimm's daughter.
What else we got here? Assassin's Creed. We're talking about. You think probably nothing new with Watch Dogs? I don't think it's gonna be.
I don't think so. I don't think there'll be a new Watch Dogs anything. I mean,
more Rabbids. More Rabid DLC.
I honestly don't. There might be.
I think it's new Mario Rabbids DLC probably.
Do you think we go back to Rayman at any point?
It has been a while since the Rayman Legends was the last one, but I think.
But like maybe they do 3D Rayman again.
Ooh, 3D platformer.
3D platforming Rayman again.
I don't know because 2D is a lot cheaper to make.
Cyclical.
Cool. I don't think Rayman did that well 3D though. But you know they did a pretty good. I don't think the 2D version's that good either, but they redid them really well. Maybe I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
That's an interesting idea. I don't know.
Crazy prediction.
Oh, you know they're probably gonna show The Crew 2. They're gonna show a lot of that.
Great.
Yeah, I know.
Great.
Crazy prediction. Oh man. Prince of Persia.
That was gonna be my
Gotcha.
Crazy prediction.
Too quick.
You son of a bitch.
You shouldn't have asked me first.
What do I say now?
I think you're gonna do a Prince of Persia reboot. I don't think it's gonna be
Prince of Persia, as he writes here.
Reboot. I think it's gonna be a completely new one. Because I know they had that last one, 2006, that came out, which I liked a lot. I
love that one.
Well,
no, they had that one, and then they made that one that was like at the time that the movie was coming out. That was like, the Sands again.
I forgot about that.
It's the Sands again. The times.
I 100% forgot about that one.
You know why? Because that game was uninspired and stupid, and came after the fucking great reboot that people didn't give the proper chance. That
I get that claw and go.
Yep.
Things. That was cool.
Nolan North.
Yeah, classic.
Fuck. Well, what else does Ubisoft even make?
Yeah, you got it.
Since VR and like voice commands and shit are all like the shit, the rage.
I mean, they got that. They did make Star Trek Bridge Crew. They
are going Tom Clancy's End War 2 and ending war Ender War.
Tom Clancy End War. What the? I forgot about this game.
Tom Clancy's End War was a
tactics game.
Was a tactics like RTS game that was touted as being like very easy and fun to play with voice commands.
Oh man,
where you would say stuff to move troops and such.
All right,
Tom Clancy's Ender War.
Ender War.
Ender War.
I like it. Tom Clancy Ender War, my favorite.
Okay,
I'm okay with that because I think you could probably use the VR to like pick stuff up and drop them places and be like, oh, cool.
Absolutely, it works. Don't let anyone tell you it doesn't.
I think VR RTS games are really cool, and the type of things like that because you can.
There you go.
Around.
And they have.
You can have that little stick, you know that like, stick they show in the war.
Oh yeah, where you're like, I'm gonna push.
You could do that in VR.
Tanks this way, and then it can zoom down in the map and be like, "Oh, the stick must have pushed us. We have to move."
They got orders from above. Big giant stick.
Oh god!
Oh, we're going. I don't want to fight. Too bad, son. You're going in the battle. Big stick.
The big stick. Tom Clancy's Big Stick.
Tom Clancy's The Big Stick, starring Kumail Nanjiani as the main actor. He's the leader.
Kumail Nanjiani. Why Kumail Nanjiani?
Because the big stick. The big stick.
Oh god, I didn't even get that. Oh man, Kumail, call us.
Call us. We'll cast you in something we have no right to cast you in. All right. Now we got the big boy, one of the big boys, the Sony.
Oh, the size of this lad.
I think the thing about Sony is I feel like a lot of their games are known quantities. Like, we know they have games coming out. We got Death Stranding, which, okay, we know games are
I was
announced.
gonna say,
Death Stranding probably have
there's
some
gonna
weird-ass
be
trailer.
a long
I'm excited to watch the trailer.
10-minute trailer for Death Stranding. That's gonna make no sense.
I'm so excited to watch that.
Or do you think this is the first time they show gameplay for it?
No. They're not gonna show gameplay.
That's a hard no.
That's a hard no.
Okay.
I think that they're not gonna show any gameplay for that. We got the new Spider-Man game.
Spider-Man's coming out.
That's in by Insomniac, right?
Mm-hmm. There's the Ghost of Tsushima.
That game looks really cool.
That
I think they
game
might show
looks
some
really,
gameplay
really
on
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Lord Last of Us 2, they might show some.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're probably just gonna show gameplay of most of these because most of these things don't have gameplay except for Spider-Man.
Yeah, so many games that are supposed to come out for Sony here. It's kind of hard to be like, what are they going to talk about? Well, yeah, there's also that new From Software game.
Oh yeah,
the Shadows Die Twice.
I think there's gonna be gameplay of that. There's gonna be gameplay of Shadows.
Oh, but do you think that is going to be a new thing, or do you think that is Bloodborne 2?
Probably Bloodborne 2. I think it's gonna be Bloodborne 2.
I would like that.
I would like it a lot too. I feel like that's something they're just not. Everyone wants it. You know, they know they're done with Dark Souls, but like Bloodborne has a whole nother, like, you can put out another Bloodborne for sure.
Definitely.
And everyone would love it, including me. They're probably gonna have some third-party announcements, but I think my crazy prediction:
let's hear it.
A new PlayStation Pro.
A new one?
I think they're gonna come out in the Pro because they might as well just keep making new ones. It doesn't matter. We're in that half cycle now. There's always more room for power.
I just hear this and I'm just like, man, I'm still with the basic basic.
So am I. I only say this because PlayStation Pro went on sale yesterday, and I was like, I should buy that. And I was like, no, I'm gonna wait.
Wait a minute.
They might come out with a new one.
I've fallen for this before, and it's out right now. No.
Maybe. PlayStation 4 Pro.
Pro 4.
Pro 4.
Pro 4.
I'm gonna call it the Super Pro.
The PlayStation. That's actually a real good name.
PlayStation Super Pro.
PlayStation Super Pro 4. Okay. I feel you. Let's see. What am I doing? I mean, there's things that I would want to see, and then there's things that...
Do it.
You know, they haven't even re-released Sly Cooper Collection on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So I want to see a new Sly Cooper game.
Sly Cooper game.
There's no Sly Coopers to be played on PlayStation 4 right now.
Really?
So
I swore there was one.
Let's get that Sly Cooper back on here and his crew.
Collection.
I want Bentley. I want the Murray. I want them all.
I've never even seen gameplay footage of Sly Cooper.
Really?
I don't think so.
I love Sly Cooper to death.
Oh yeah, the collection was on PS3. You're right.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Is there's no, and then the game that came after was also PlayStation 3, and since PlayStation 4, there's just been no, there's been no Sly Cooper games.
I gotta re-release that. I feel like that might be a footnote.
Especially, remember
the Sly Cooper collection was PlayStation Move compatible.
Oh,
why? Anyway,
played on PSVR.
Yeah.
Remember when they were gonna do that Sly Cooper movie, and there was a trailer for it and everything?
Oh yeah.
And then that never. Maybe that.
Let me see. I'm on the page right now. Film adaptation. Oh, it was because Ratchet and Clank did poorly.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a movie. I forgot they did a. Wow.
Yeah.
Poor. Well, you know what? You got all those assets and stuff.
I was gonna say,
and character designs.
I wonder if they were making a Sly Cooper game, kind of like how they made a new Ratchet and Clank game. For PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
But they scrapped it because the movie didn't come out. Because they scrapped the movie too.
Well, free Sly Cooper. Yes. Sly Cooper 1, 2, and 3 are all fantastic. Arguably, each sequel gets better. Especially, 1 is great, but 2 is where it really keys into like this is a heist movie game. Like you're gonna form a crew, you're gonna scope out the heist, you're gonna do a bunch of stuff in preparation for the heist, and then you're gonna do the heist. Like that's really cool.
Oh wow. Yeah, and they all got pretty good reviews too. Yeah, 2 seems to be the best. I feel like it has that same standard arc most games do, where 2 improves on all the good stuff in the first one, and then 3 is like more of a second one, but it's fine. But it's not as cool because it's not anything new.
Mm-hmm.
That's
pretty much what happened.
I imagine so. All right, Sly Cooper. All right, I'm down with that. All right, now we got the big N, Nintendo. What do you think? What do you think their big game is going to be? I think they're going to, because they usually do a thing where they focus on like one game, but I think it's going to be Smash Brothers.
It might be Smash.
I think Smash is going to be the big one. I think that's the one thing where they're like, hey, people who still haven't bought this console yet,
do it now.
We'll do it
I mean,
now.
we already showed you the Pokemon.
Yeah.
We already showed you the Pokemon.
And we promised a real Pokemon.
And we said that, hey, if you buy into this Pokemon, there's going to be a bigger one coming down later.
If that Pokemon didn't do it for you, we got another Pokemon development.
Yeah.
You can also fight Pokemon and Peckin. Wow, Pokemon.
And Peckin. and our good friend. Our good friend from college.
Yep. It's got him on there.
It's rated M for language. They have here, and this was the thing that sprung to mind just because there's been nothing about it, is Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah. That's who's been developing that? It's not Retro.
It's not going to be Retro.
Metroid 4.
Because they're too busy continuing to make Donkey Kong versions of Donkey Kong.
I just love that Donkey Kong. It's Bandai Namco who's making it, yeah.
Okay.
Which could be interesting.
Yeah, because they're really...
They made some pretty good games recently.
Yeah, no, and I'm saying, like, they're really pushing that partnership, too. You know, how, like, Dark Souls... Obviously, it got delayed, but Dark Souls Remastered has got an amiibo on Switch, and, you know, they're really pushing that Bandai Namco. So I'd say we probably get a look at that, but I think you're right. I think Smash Bros. Is going to be what they're going to be focusing on.
Yeah.
Or is going to be the big end of direct, like, announcement. Not big trailer with gameplay and a fun song.
Oh, yeah. And I also think that's going to be the game that's going to be on the floor, probably. I think that's going to be their big game.
Now, do we think that Smash Bros, this new one, is a straight up new Smash Bros, or do we think it's Smash 4 on Switch?
I think it's a straight up new Smash Bros.
Man, that's crazy.
I think it is. I think it might not be as big of a crazy jump as, like, well, I guess Melee and Brawl. Like, I don't know, why not? Why wouldn't it be a new Smash Brothers? They're not that, like, crazy different from each other.
No, but it's just that this seems like a very non-Nintendo release cycle to release something so soon afterwards. I guess it's not that soon.
Not soon.
It's not soon.
It's sooner than, like, most Smash Bros. Where you wait, like, 6-7
Forever.
years, yeah, or, like, something like that. But it's not that long. Like, I don't know. Nintendo knows what people want. Nintendo doesn't want that new Smash. Maybe it's not that much different from the Wii U version, but it doesn't have to be. You know, they could just number it a new thing.
Honestly, with, like, the Pokemon and the current library on there, and with Smash coming, like, I really want to Switch.
Yeah,
like,
time's coming. Switch. Time's coming.
It's gonna come, and I'm looking at yours right now.
Yeah,
gotta get it. Gotta get it.
Get your own Switch.
They also mention on here Mother 3.
That's not happening.
That's not happening.
That's their dumb prediction, aren't they? That's their dumb prediction.
I was gonna say that's everybody who's played.
That's
everybody who's played Earthbound every year is like Mother 3. Well, just like I shared that one tweet of, like, somebody being like, me when the DS was announced. Oh, the perfect system to play Pokemon Snap. when the Wii was announced. Oh, the perfect system to play Pokemon Snap. When the 3DS was announced. Oh, the perfect system. When the Wii U, when the Switch, and they just never re-release
never do Pokemon Snap, which would be the best.
Yeah,
I want a new Pokemon Snap game. It's such a weird game. I feel like it would really thrive. No, we'll just release Pokemon Quest, the game that plays itself. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it simple.
No, because now you don't have to. You don't have to have a world take you around Pokemon World to go. You just go outside and you play Pokemon Go.
Oh, you're right. I just played Pokemon Go.
That's what you do. And then you get a little ball and you take it with your girlfriend. You take it out you take it with your girlfriend, and you and your girlfriend go on coffee. You take it out of your purse. And you're like, this is my Pikachu. You want to pet the Pikachu?
Yep.
And yet, I really want that thing.
I want that stupid peripheral.
And then you play.
Is it just gonna do the exact same thing as the Pokemon Go?
I think
button?
so, but except you can play.
It actually has like buttons on it.
Yeah, you can play it because it has like the control stick and like buttons.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's terrible to play on, but still. And then you go like this and at the screen to catch the Pokemon.
Yeah, you catch them, but you battle them like normal, which is kind of how I want a Pokemon Go to be.
Yeah.
Like honestly, most of that game is what I wanted Pokemon Go to be.
Yeah.
But
put little hats on your Pikachu.
You can put little hats on your Eevee.
Oh, look at little hats.
So good. I don't know. I do want that game kind of, but I'm also like, oh, it's like $60, and also I feel like it might have microtransactions or something weird in it.
You think so?
Someone mentioned that somewhere. Maybe
you're crazy.
Maybe I'm crazy.
You're fucking.
The microtransaction, crazy. You're right, is just buying that dumb ball thing.
Yep. I was gonna say
that does nothing else. It's just like our dumb Pokemon Go walker thing. I mean, did you catch those? I don't know if you're still playing those Alolan executors that have been walking around Pokemon Go.
I didn't.
They're super stupid big. Like they look like they break the game because they're so tall.
Damn.
Like
that's pretty funny.
Like I turned it on because sometimes when I go walking at work, I just turn it on, just look around, see what's there, and I'm like, whoa, what's this giant stupid thing? And I caught it, and it's just a regular Exeggutor, but it's so tall. It looks dumb.
That's pretty funny.
It's pretty great.
But what is your crazy prediction for Nintendo?
There's so much. I think we're getting a new Star Fox game.
Really?
I think we'll get a new Star Fox game.
Lindsay's saying she caught the Alolan Exeggutor.
Oh, really? Oh, very nice.
What am
it's
I?
It's a good Pokemon. It's very tall.
What is my prediction? Damn it.
I'm thinking, I'm going to put new Star Fox. I'm thinking new Star. You know, if I want to be really crazy, I say new Star Fox Adventures.
That if you want to just be insane,
yeah, that's
you
not
say
happening.
that.
I'm going to be new Star Fox.
I mean, there has to be some glimmer of hope, right? Blinks is coming in.
Yeah, Blinks is
from
probably the craziest. Yeah. I think even
crazier than Dante's Paradise.
No, honestly, I think there could be a new Dante's Inferno game.
Maybe. You know what? I'm going to say there is going to be a new Wii Sports type title, but it is Switch, and it is Me
Sports.
Battle Royale.
Me
Battle Royale. You drop on a Woohoo Island, just like from Wii Sports Resort, and then you find all kinds of goofy, fucking stupid Nintendo weapons, and you try it.
This is a plunger. You shoot it at your friend. You use motion controls to throw it at your friend.
Yeah, and you try to knock people out.
Apparently, Rec Room has VR is gonna have a battle royale mode, which I'm really excited to try.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that game's great. All right, I'll buy it.
Woohoo Island. It's like Pilot Wings Battle Royale.
You fly in via hang glider or jetpack or
the little bird suit.
Little bird suit,
and then you come in and you fucking drop on the island. I think we got a good chance here, my friend.
You know what? I'll be happy if we get one of these.
Yeah.
If one of these happens.
You know what? We'll go one further. Out of all these, what do you think is the one?
You think that's actually going to happen?
Yeah. What is the one you think is actually going to happen?
Chrono Cross.
I'm going to say Sly Cooper.
Yeah, Sly Cooper was my second choice. I think those are the two that are probably going to happen.
Those are the safest ones. Those ones aren't that crazy.
I wish Conker's Battle Royale would come out, though. Cause
that would be pretty... That'd be pretty... Yeah, and for those who can't see from the chat, or if you're listening to this later, it's Conker's Battle Royale. It's BADLE Royale. Conker's bad, and then they just like photoshopped old Royale in there.
Yep, that's it. They cross out Fur Day.
Yeah.
And Pharrell.
So if you're ready for lots of cursing, if you're ready for the real M-rated experience in your Battle Royale game, it's coming. So we have been talking for a long time.
We've been talking quite a while. Trying to find me here trying to find the good stream one here to show off these games, because we're gonna go into the next segment, which is the what's it called? Trailer trash.
Trailer trash, dango. Get it out.
Oh, that was a rough one.
Sorry.
That's okay. You know what? I'm just gonna see what this looks like. Play some of this. I don't think the stream is gonna work out. Oh no, it might work. We'll do a ghetto version on the stream.
I was gonna say.
There we go. This is gonna be great.
Look, we're
working at a different studio setup here. So this is oh geez, what am I
done?
Okay, we got this. Why can't I move the picture of that? Whatever.
Please hold, everyone.
Please hold. All right, here we go. Here's the trailer trash. Perfect. Nailed it.
Perfect setup.
So now we got the best trailer. I'm sorry, this is the best trailer.
Yeah, this is a great trailer.
The best trailer.
I'm looking at it down there. Does it look like I'm looking at it on the screen?
Yeah, you're looking at it down. You're watching the trailer down there.
That's crazy.
What's going on? Describe the trailer that you see down there.
It's Rafael Nadal.
What's he doing?
He's serving a ball.
Oh, who's he serving it to?
One of the Mario brothers.
Oh, which one?
The red one.
The Red Mario, yeah.
The Red Mario.
This is a great trailer because it's got a tennis player.
Rafael Nadal.
He's just a tennis player. I don't know what he does. He's probably pretty good.
He's
hitting some balls. He's glowing. But Mario's like really good because he does all these crazy smash moves, and then it turns into him hitting a crazy ball that should go out. But Rafael decides that it's BS and out of the zone. Or in the zone still, or whatever.
No, he's saying that it's out. He wants a point, and then Mario's like, "No, wait a minute,
it's not." And they both go to like the judge.
Honestly, some really good facial like acting by Rafael Nadal in this.
It's pretty good.
Like as good as a professional athlete doing a commercial with Mario can do. I think
it's a pretty good Mario graphic too. Like, he's pretty good in that. Yeah, this makes me want to play, even though I did like the original Mario Tennis from N64. Like,
I love that one, and I love Mario Power Tennis.
That's the GameCube one?
The GameCube one, yeah.
I never played any since the first. Oh, I might have played Power Tennis. But I haven't played any since then.
Mean, OG Mario Tennis was where Waluigi got first introduced.
I know. That's why it's such a good game. Instrumental to my life. Wow. But this is they showed off the little, you get to play the Joy-Cons and play like your
This is not how you want to play the game.
You don't want to play this game, but you can play it just like you do in 1-2 Switch. But you can see it. I don't know. This game looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks like a pretty good Mario Tennis game.
And again, the
fact that you can call challenges and stuff is kind of weird.
Yeah, and then they sign the screen, and the way Mario does it, it sounds like the Mario theme song. That's just a really well done trailer, and the game looks really cool. Also, I just realized they have I guess he's sponsored, so he kind of has to represent his sponsor, but they have all his Nike sponsorships in there too. Mario and Nike?
Mario and Nike combined.
Nintendo and Nike?
Maybe.
Get those kicks. Get our friend Justin
get that
to try and buy them.
To buy them because he buys every shoe that exists.
Yep, and then Bank of America sucks, so they screw him over.
Yep.
But these are personal stories. On to
Stormland.
The next story, which is a personal story in that it is VR. I just also noticed they are doing the thing that now movie trailers do where it's like, we're going to show you like 4 seconds of the movie trailer that you're about to see, and then the name of the movie, and then we're gonna show you the trailer.
Do you think they do that because everyone has such a short attention span now?
I
They
guess.
just don't want to watch like that slow open. They're like, I want to get to the good stuff.
Or
okay,
they're
I'll
or
give this my time.
yeah, they're like, I have to know that this trailer is going somewhere. I can't just sit here, because you do get those people who are like trying to show them something and they're like, what's going on? I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? It's like, dude, you just watch what's happening.
What's happening? Please, this is dumb. I don't like
This is dumb. I don't know why you're showing
Or they ask
it.
a bunch of questions,
Why are
and
you
then
showing
eventually,
me
the
this?
3/4 of the way through, they go, "Oh, I get it."
Or like 3/4 of the way through, they've talked through the whole thing, and now they haven't caught the first 3/4 of it, and so now they're gonna think after it's done that it's dumb when they weren't paying attention the whole damn time. Anyway, speaking of not paying attention, this is Stormland. This is who's Insomniac is
making this
developing
game.
this?
It's like their third VR game. So they made a few different VR games.
What
kind
are
of
the
in
other VR games that
Oh,
they've made?
jeez.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, I can't remember off the top of my head. They're fairly decent. They gotten okay reviews. Oh my gosh. I gotta look it up.
Insomniac. Ethan's trying to type with all these wires all over the keyboard. He's doing a great job.
I'm into Insomniac VR. They definitely come out some games.
Oh, they're gonna show you
that's also gonna show all
Stormland.
Stormland.
The Unspoken?
Yeah, The Unspoken was one of them. I should just put it in VR game list. You know, how do I Google
I mean, Insomniac.
Insomniac games? All right. It's tough when you got two people and one of them's trying to Google. Like, you can't do one person in the back being quiet. Edge of Nowhere, The Unspoken, and Feral Rights are the 3 VR games that have come out. And they're all Oculus Rift exclusive, and so is this one, Stormland.
Yeah,
which
this is Oculus Studios
and
and
they're
Insomniac.
the big thing about this game that they want to show or are very proud of is it's free exploration. There's no teleporting. You can explore
You're
like
just
a whole world.
walking around.
Yeah, you're just kind of like floating
Or
around.
you're
floating
because
you can't walk because your body will be like, I'm not walking, and throw up. You're doing like a floating kind of type thing going on here, which is probably the way to go. And if they do pull this off, like that's the first time a VR game has got like a full world experience that's unbroken and won't make you sick because you got Skyrim, but it's all weird and like shoved in there and doesn't fit right. And you have the option to teleport and you have the option to walk forward, but you get sick that way, and people say it's a bad experience to play. And that's why the game's not very good. But now this is built up from the ground to be VR. And also it's got co-op in it.
Yeah,
so you can play with like a bunch of other
they
people.
were showing at the end there. Yeah, it looks like at least 3 players co-op.
Yeah. Which seems like pretty cool. I think playing VR with another person is like one of the coolest things you can do because you get to share that weird experience with someone else. Because people watching on the screen be like, well, that looks fine, I guess, but it's not the same as like being in it, you know?
I find it funny, like the way a lot of people are presenting like VR games now is where it's like, I see this a lot now, like specifically with Beat Saber, what's happening where people were like, they do the splits. I mean, they do the green screen with them like facing it in the fashion as if like that's what they're doing, they're in the world kind of, and I guess it's interesting how they're trying. It's interesting how they're like how people are trying to change the way like it's perceived. Because again, VR. So like watching this trailer, I was like, that looks fine because it's so hard to get that intangible element of like, well, how is all this going to actually feel in VR? Like, they show a part where the robot's like climbing like a sheer surface, and you're actually like, you know, grabbing the wall and like pulling yourself up. You know, how is it going to look when you are like you know, scouting an area and then you're like physically throwing grenades into this crowd and then using like a shield in one hand and stuff. Like, it's a very difficult thing to capture in a thing. So in a trailer. So otherwise this just looks like an interesting VR, like an interesting. Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah, this is grappling up there.
An interesting experience, like an interesting open world experience.
I think what they also the developers I read an interview about the developers talking about this game, and they said they're very inspired by Breath of the Wild. So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because it's got that whole like kind of climbing. You can climb anything you want, man, sort of thing, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
it makes you interested. I'm curious about that game. You know, every so often VR. You know, if you think about it, games have been around a long time. But VR or 2D games and 3D games and all that stuff been around a while. We haven't had a game that's actually like fully done a VR game because there's only the Oculus Rift's only been out for like maybe less than 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Definitely still in that infancy stage.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
It'll be interesting.
Interesting. I'm interested.
Something that wasn't as interesting.
Yeah, was this long talk about the new Walking Dead final season, which is like we're gonna talk about how Clementine is now a young woman on her own in the new season.
Figure out the stuff that she wants.
We're just gonna talk about what we did in the past ones, and now here she is.
Yeah, it's like. Here's the thing, is like for some people this is going to be a lot more affecting than others. I love the first season of The Walking Dead, and I actually dug the second season a fair amount too. But at that point, it was kind of like a weird crossroads of Walking Dead fatigue and Telltale fatigue by the time the third season of The Walking Dead came out. So here we got the actress who does the voice of Clementine. We have the various developers and writers talking about her and the journey you as a player likely have been on with her, but it just didn't have the same kind of affecting
because mostly none of us took the season 3 journey.
Yeah, none of us did.
Kind of like I don't know, man. Like this game's all kind of got like it's just again The Walking Dead. You're like, oh, but hope everything turns out great. Oh, it doesn't. Oh no.
Yeah, that's always the thing. Like, yeah, there's a point in the trailer here where it's like, this is the first time Clementine's found like a functioning family, and I'm like, I bet it turns out great, because ultimately it's like that is what every zombie film, TV show, or anything becomes, where it's like you need to extend this story a little bit. Let's find a settlement where things are going great, right? And then things go to shit, and then that's how you raise the stakes.
Yep.
Honestly, the one thing I can think of that doesn't actually do that is Zombieland, honestly, which is kind of weird how it's like that movie doesn't have
bad things really happen that much.
Yeah.
Like there's peril, but nothing.
Yeah, there's peril, but it's just kind of like
people just who don't agree with each other coming together.
Yeah, I don't know.
This trailer did whatever for me. I thought it'd be really cool and they'd actually show some gameplay or something, but nah, they just showed what's happening and what happened since the last season beforehand and up to then.
Yeah.
Just like a recap, which is fine, but not for me. Well, she doesn't have a finger. Weird. Next trailer we got next trailer I got the Lego DC supervillains, which is an interesting take.
Yeah.
Because I guess you play as the bad guys now and you help the bad guys do bad stuff.
This is the DC universe. That's all they want to do anymore.
It's because Suicide Squad, you got all that good stuff, all those great movies. We only like dark things here with weird green lights.
Look, this does a decent job of actually leveraging some of the humor that the recent. It's been in kind of like the Lego franchise for a while. The humor, but like now with the Lego movie and the Lego Batman movie, Lego's really, I think, found a nice, goofy personality, and this leverages a lot of that in there. But ultimately, like, it doesn't actually show, what the game is, which I'm going to imagine it's going to be a Lego game, so it's not going to be
pretty fine.
Yeah. Oh God, you fool!
I know. I went to the next one. I don't know. It looks cool, but I haven't played a Lego game since Lego Lord of the Rings, I think, with Matt, which was fun.
I haven't played a Lego game in forever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what was the last one I played. Probably
the Star Wars ones.
One of the Star Wars ones.
They're all good. They just turn into kind of the same game over and over again. All right. You know what? Also, it's the same game over and over again. But this is one that makes you feel weird.
Yeah.
This is called Tetris Effect, which is made by the same people same guy who made Luminous, which is a big, famous game, and Res Infinite.
Yeah, you're not going to get, people watching this are not going to get the same effect, the same Tetris effect, or people listening to this podcast later. But this is a really cool trailer. It's got like a voiceover about essentially like a study that was done that I've actually heard about this.
The Tetris effect.
Yeah, the Tetris
where
effect.
People who played the game, like back in the day when it first came out, like played it a lot, would sometimes see it in their sleep because they played so much of it. Like they'd see blocks falling in their like vision.
And then they test.
I've had the Guitar Hero effect.
Yes, that is definitely
which is
happened.
one where I look in a wall and I see
And
notes
it's
just
like,
scrolling up. And I'm like, whoa.
And then they even talk about amnesiac patients who don't even recall playing the game having that same effect after playing it for the same amount of time.
It's just showing you, man. It just stays with you.
Yeah.
Tetris.
So this is like a really has a lot of cool imagery in this trailer. A nice little
nice little acid trip,
affecting vocal track in there as well. And then it shows very briefly some Tetris going on, which looks like a weird, like it looks like Tetris, obviously, but it also looks, the way that it's done in the trailer is definitely rhythmic and musically driven. So I don't know if that's actually going to be the mechanics in the game.
Yeah, they don't show any gameplay. So.
Yeah, they literally just so like there's like a 3 beat and then the blocks drop. And then they do it again where you line it up, and then it's like, and then they drop with the beat. So I don't know if that's like manually, if that's built into what the game is going to be. Again, there's not a lot of stuff to go on.
VR mode included.
Yeah,
which seems kind of cool actually.
Yeah,
like a cool place to play that sort of game. I don't know if it's worth putting on a headset every time, but it's just like, whoa, my body's surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love Tetris. I'm totally down for like another big Tetris game because it's been a while. Like Puyo Puyo Tetris is probably the last one that's been big that I played a lot of.
Yeah, I'm all about this one. I said on Twitter, like half jokingly, but also like not. It's just like a weird situation where it's like I own so many different versions of Tetris and have played so many Tetris games over the years that like watching this trailer was weirdly affecting.
Yeah.
Being like, man, yeah, Tetris.
It's good.
Tetris is really good.
It's like a really good game.
Tetris is like really good.
But it's not that good.
Oh no.
Days Gone. Hey man, do you like generic zombie?
Do I like generic zombie?
Do you like oh man, what looks worse, Days Gone or World War Z?
I mean, World War Z just looks like a worsely made game.
Really? I think World War Z looks like more interesting, or more what I want, but
I just don't think it looks that competent.
Yeah, you might be
honestly.
Right. I don't think this game looks good either. I think this game looks pretty bad.
This game at least but it doesn't. I was gonna say this game at least looks good.
It does.
The
environments look good.
I was gonna say, like, from a standpoint of like, man, look what they can do with technology now. Make those head tattoos look great.
You can read his head tattoo.
I just don't, and like in this one, I feel like they tried to show fewer zombies to show like that's not what this whole game is about. This isn't just another zombie game. There's like lots of other stuff going on.
There's crazy people and zombie bears.
Crazy people. And
ladies yelling.
And then there's like a zombie. And so what's another thing? But that's not it. There's wolves.
You get dogs that attack you, and crows.
Birds. I don't know. Crows and birds. Crows and birds. But yeah, I don't.
This game looks. I don't know. I'm not. No. I'm just not into this game at all. It just doesn't seem to be doing anything different.
Days Gone. My interest gone.
Unless it has like some crazy mechanic I don't know about. Like State of Decay has that cool base building stuff that like kind of keeps me going. But like for 100%, if State of Decay didn't have cool base building or anything like that, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, I guess
Last of Us has like really good story, like it's really dramatic, and then this is just like, I don't know, it just looks generic. Like you play as a biker, that's cool. You beat up weird Mad Max looking skinhead dudes. I don't know.
Give him a judo flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
fine.
I'm good. It just seems weird that Sony's like making this or publishing this along with
The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like what like a third party would make, or like even a Microsoft would try to make, where it's like, we need that kind of thing.
Yeah. Almost wonder if they went to Microsoft first and they're like, nah. And then Sony's like, well, we can have 2 zombie games. Generation Zero, which is another. Is this another zombie game?
No, this is the Boston Dynamics game.
Oh yeah, this is the game where you fight the Boston Dynamics robots.
They got out of the lab and you had to shoot them.
They started making themselves
to
and
put them
replicating.
down.
This looks like a co-op open world FPS game, which I don't know, looks fine.
Or like a Left 4 Dead, but with robots.
I like the co-op.
I don't know.
I'm always down for
Again,
more co-op
like,
open world.
I like the idea of a co-op game, and thank God it's not zombies. But like, also it's just like
robots.
There's nothing in this that looks exciting to me.
I like the idea of playing with other people. Like, I'm always a sucker for that, but it just looks fine. Like, I don't know if there's some cool. They don't try anything cool except you shoot dudes, and I'm like, there's like Far Cry for that. I don't know. This looks fine.
Yeah, it's like, whereas what was that other game we saw not too long ago that was kind of like a co-op Left 4 Dead style game that was like pulp action-y, like there was like Egyptian. You were in like an Egyptian tomb and stuff.
I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember what that was, but
I know what you're talking about. Like, at least had a
see that
twist
has
on
like
it.
a fun, distinct style and stuff. This just feels so blah.
It feels bland, even though they have Boston Dynamic robots.
Yeah,
too many people kicked them over.
Killing Dog from Half-Life 2.
Yeah, sad. You know what you should be scared of? Not dogs, the wolves.
Oh no!
Fear the wolves.
All these games where it's like wolves.
I felt like these three games all just kind of blended together for me, where it's like, oh yeah, this is like a first-person battle royale game.
Yeah, so this looks like a battle royale, like survival game kind of thing. Again, it's set in Chernobyl, so there's radiation to deal with.
And
There's
crazy mutant dogs and stuff like that. Wolves, excuse me.
Yes, and stuff like that.
You know, there is way more room for the battle royale genre to grow, and I think this is one thing that I kind of was wishing to see out of those other games is like PUBG and Fortnite. Like, the only obstacle that will kill you in the map besides people is the barrier around you.
Yeah,
but like
or physics.
Yeah, but in like Hunger Games or was the movie called Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Man, that's weird. It's weird to think that like my brain is like associated that with video games now, not the movie. There was like actually stuff in the place that would kill you that was like environmental.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this is what this game is trying to do, is give a little more randomness, a little more excitement, because it's like, oh man, these bears came out of nowhere.
You know what other thing Battle Royale always did, that Battle Royale the movie did, that none of these games do? Is Battle Royale, they weren't all equal, but they gave you a duffel bag, and then when you landed, you're like, what did I get? And it's like, here's your weapon, and here's your starting weapon in battle.
Then people be like, oh, it's unfair. But I guess that doesn't make sense, because you wherever you land in like any of those battle royale games now, you could still get a crap spawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways they can do it.
You could be stacked equipped in any battle royale game and still fuck up and die.
I want to see the Black Ops way though.
Yeah, but either way, here's
another one of these.
There's another one, and then there's like a helicopter. Looks like. Yeah, this was the thing here is like, I guess there's a helicopter that comes pick.
Maybe it's an extraction type thing. So you have to be
Yeah.
extracted, and so multiple people can win, but the wolves are coming around you, and the wolves come and they eat you, and there's blood. I don't
That's
know.
the thing is like the wolves show up a couple times in this trailer, so I thought they were an element, but then the name is literally Fear the Wolves.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
well, that's not a bad name as far as video game
Yeah,
titles
and
go.
the thing is that who are the wolves? Are the wolves the animals, or are we the wolves? Are people the worst wolves?
Oh no, we wear fuzzy costumes.
we were furries all along.
Yeah,
And now, what everybody's been truly waiting for.
the game we've all been wanting, the game that we thought wouldn't come true, Hitman 2.
Hitman 2.
Hitman 2. Hitman TM2, sorry. This is the
Hitman TM2.
2. This
Electrical Death Boogaloo.
This game shows no gameplay, but it shows you a great feeling of the best part about Hitman, which is the multiple ways to kill the target, which is they got an F1 racer here.
I was gonna say, so they're already teasing what possibly is the first target or a target in the game,
Yeah.
which is an F1 racer, a Formula 1 street racer, and figuring out the different ways that you can kill her.
You can snipe this racer. You can
sabotage her car.
Yeah. You can sabotage the car a different way.
Yeah,
You can put C4 in the car, And yeah, so they got that, and there's also like a cool thing where you can actually. Is this out now? Hold on, did I read that right? They have a new mode called oh wow, yeah. You get instant access today to the sniper mode, the Hitman Sniper Assassin mode, if you pre-order the game now.
Damn.
Which is a co-op mode where you just snipe dudes. I don't know if it's good, but I don't know. I'm just glad this game's coming out.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed because it's now published by Warner Brothers, so now it has like a million different. Warner Brothers loves putting in like a million different packs. So they have like a super gold pack, which has like a bunch of stupid stuff. It's like $150. They have another pack with like DLC for $99, and then they have the normal version, which is $60.
And to you, what part of the what made the experience for the first Hitman great was the fact that it was just like
episodic.
Here's the next episode. Here's the next episode.
Yeah, and it gave you time to like really just sit down and enjoy the episodes for what they were.
And
so
just
you can
get in there.
Get in there, go deep, see as much fun stuff as you can do, and really appreciate the levels in each game or each level to its fullest extent. And now you're just kind of, I feel like people might just blaze through them all and just be like, all right, I played it all, and that's it. But it's like there's so much more. There's so many more interesting things you can do.
Unless they do more of what they did with one of those elusive target things and play around with that, like maybe weekly, daily challenges a lot more, you know?
I mean, maybe. I mean, that game was so good, though. I'm definitely excited to play another one.
Yeah. I still say, when I saw this trailer, I was like, I want to steal a uniform of another F1 racer, and I want to just go out there and crash her.
Yeah.
But Ethan was like, that's not very conspicuous.
I know. You come back and be like, oh, that person like manslaughtered him by driving in the car. That's not going to work.
Maybe not. But then you're in a fast car and you can just get away.
How? The track's all closed.
Well, you would have to. That was the thing. You would have to, before, at some point, be like, all right, the barrier here to lead to this escape route, I'm just going to loosen it so I can just crash into it. And then fucking go out on my Formula One street racer onto unpaved road.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll work perfect. You'll get away so quickly.
I didn't say it was the best, most efficient way.
Cheating Hitman.
But
just yell cheating Hitman. You can do anything.
You ever have dreams where you wanted to hitman them so much that you could do anything?
Dreams. Aside for that game, they're gonna announce more of that probably.
Yeah.
It's Sony. Anyway, what one trailer trash, my friend?
Mario Aces.
Yeah, Mario Aces.
Mario Tennis Aces or whatever it's called.
All of them down here. So, Mario Tennis Aces is the winner.
Should
we do a secondary one? Because I feel like we're coming up to E3, and I feel like there might be multiple ones. Should we do another winner?
Another winner?
Should we do another winner? Just do one.
Why would we do another winner?
I don't know. Sometimes.
What are you talking
about? Matt
about?
complains and says that he doesn't like that we do one winner each time. So I'm thinking sometimes we do two. But I don't think there was another one that was as good.
I mean, Hitman
was cool.
It's a fine trailer, but it's not like.
But it's just because it's Hitman.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I said we just do the one, man. I don't see why you're making a big deal about
Mario
this.
Tennis Aces, the best trailer to come out. And with that, we are done. The podcast is in the bag, and next week we'll be talking about E3 itself. You know,
it's true.
It's true. So
somebody said E3 is for the meme,
and they're not wrong.
It's true. E3 suck. E3 for the meme. Listen, please respect E3.
Respect E3.
It stands for everyone, especially Elvis.
Electric Elephant Ecstasy.
Yes. That's the party after.
What's the party afterwards? Just have crazy elephants and drop
It's
ecstasy.
that scene from. It's that one scene from Dumbo.
Yeah, it's the pink elephant.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for everyone who joined us in the stream. Thanks for everyone who listened on the podcast. Next week we'll have another podcast around the same time, another stream. So if you want to hop in with us there. Any other plans we got going on? I don't think so. No.
I mean, we'll be that one. We'll have. Hey, guess what? We'll have seen some of this stuff unfurl.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll come back and see if our predictions are anywhere close.
Yeah. No. Other than that, just follow us on Twitter, Pixel_Legends. If any of us go on go streaming. We have our Pixel Legends Twitch channel here, hooked up to our streams auto host, so you can check that out periodically when we're streaming.
Yep.
Obviously, subscribe on iTunes. Leave us a review. You know, just
do all that good stuff.
Help us out.
Yeah.
Visit the site, pixellegends.com with 1L.
1L. Only one.
Maybe at some point we'll have something written.
Nah.
Probably
We don't write things anymore. We don't even have the stuff from, we don't even have our winners up there from our personal lists.
Listen, I wrote mine.
You did write yours.
And I sent it out to everybody. And
I wrote mine too.
With
I just
cold
didn't send
silence
Yeah.
from everyone.
I know.
Which I don't know if that says about my writing.
It's just no one looked at it. I know. I just didn't have time.
It's the look behind the curtain.
I look behind the curtain of our sad
the
production
Iron
skills
Curtain.
here. Maybe we'll put that out. You could see last year's good games in the middle of this year.
Yeah.
Want to catch up?
Christmas in July.
Yeah, there you go. They're probably all cheaper now.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.